Good evening, folks, and welcome to Jesuit High School. Tonight we'll be hosting the Hillsborough County High School Baseball Underclassmen Showcase. This game will feature teams from the east and west of Hillsborough County, representing the 813. I'm your host, Jarek Guthrie. I'm the editor of 813 Preps, and we're proudly partnering today with Stream Live Tampa to bring you coverage of this game. You're watching the West team currently taking field outfield. Game time set to start around 6 p.m. tonight. Features about 40 kids from around Hillsborough County, all sophomores and juniors, primarily made up of juniors. We're going to be bringing you details about each player. We're going to have a couple guest hosts in. We're hopeful that this event is beneficial to these kids. We've seen some excellent performances in past years. This event has been going on for a number of years. Over the last decade or so, it's been hosted specifically by the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. We're going to have Tony Diaz, who is the Director of Sales and Events for the Tampa Bay Sports Commission, come on and talk to us later in the game. We're going to have a couple coaches talk about some pitchers. Should be a good time. You can follow us live on either 813 Preps, at 813 Preps on Twitter or Facebook, or at Stream Live Tampa on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and on their YouTube page. This event will be stored on their YouTube page and on our Facebook pages, so you can go back and check it out. We're going to get through 9 innings of baseball today. Should be a good time right now. You're seeing Coach Drumheller from Alonzo hit infield, outfield for his guys. Again, these teams represent their various sides of the county. Hillsborough County produces a number of talented individual players, but the teams in this county are ranked with any of the rest in the state. We've had state champions from Bloomingdale High School last year, 2020. Obviously, we lost to the pandemic, but in 2019, the home team, Jesuit High School, had won a state championship, as did Plant City. We have, in the last, say, 4 or 5 seasons, we've had, I think I counted it up the other day, 11 Final Four teams, which is an impressive mark for any county. But we plan to come, as I said, at about 6 p.m. with the game time. Game is scheduled for 9 innings. Any comments you put on Facebook, we'll try to answer them as we go along. I'm only one man during the broadcast tonight, so I'll do my best to catch up to them, but we might miss a few here or there. If you have any specific questions, if you're a college coach or a scout, we're going to do our best to give you as much information about the players, and I'll list their head coach's name and how you can track them down as we go. If you have any specific questions, you can email me at Jarrett, Jarrett, Guthrie, Guthrie, at 813preps.com. And again, we are doing this in partnership with our friends at Stream Live Tampa. Stream Live Tampa brings you baseball, basketball, some softball. They do this service for free in the community. They go out and they live stream games. Usually they have a crackerjack broadcast team, but today they're slumming it with me, and the man running the board tonight is Javier Nunez, the founder of Stream Live Tampa, and he's going to do his best to make me sound good tonight, and he's going to switch back and forth between cameras. We're going to have 4 cameras set up throughout the field, and hopefully bring you all the action as we go. Obviously, in a situation like this, the players are wearing T-shirts with numbers on the back, so I'm going to do my best to keep up with changes. They'll likely change. They'll swap out usually every half inning. They'll swap out if somebody plays the field in the first inning. Usually they'll change it up in the second, and so forth, and go back and forth. Hopefully they're all wearing their school hats, so that'll help me go through the roster and find them. So bear with us a little bit. It is going to be a little bit of a learning experience, but I feel like we should have at least all the information for the hitters and any great plays, I will do my darndest to make sure we get players in. We are up here in beautiful Higher Family Park here at Jesuit High School. This is a beautiful stadium. If you haven't been here, it's one of the top fields in the state. It's lovely. So we want to first shout out Coach Miguel Menendez of the Tigers and Athletic Director Terry Rupp and President of the school, Father Richard Hermes, for allowing us to be here today. And again, we want to say thank you to the Tampa Bay Sports Commission, its Director Rob Higgins, and as I said, Tony Diaz from the Tampa Bay Sports Commission will be joining us a little bit, talk about the mission statement of them. You know, they're a great organization. They put together a lot of the bids. They helped get us the Super Bowl and WrestleMania and a number of the great events that have happened here in the Tampa Bay area over the last few years. So we're going to let them get through the introductions, and we'll be back here in a few minutes with the starting lineups.
All right, folks, we're about to get started here from the Hillsborough County Underclassmen Showcase. Again, this event is for sophomores and juniors who are uncommitted to get a little bit of a showcase event here at the end of fall ball, get some looks to some college coaches. We understand it is the dead period for Division I and Division II. We do have some junior college coaches in attendance, and hopefully the higher level coaches are here watching. Right now at home plate, we're having our coaches meeting. The west side today will be coached by John Crumbly from Steinbrenner High School, and as you can see at home plate, Lato's JJ Pizio from the east side today, coached by Chris Wilkin, along with the venerable King coach for over 45 years, Coach Jim Macaluso. Coach Mac rocking the white shorts. Wanted to pop for the video today. I like it. His son Anthony Macaluso will be helping out over there on the east side of the county. Coach Mack and the late Coach Frank Permui, very instrumental in putting this thing together. I asked him how long they've been doing it, and he couldn't give me quite an answer, but he said a long time. And for a coach who's been the head coach at his alma mater, his high school, since 1976, when he says that, he probably means it was a while ago. Obviously, Coach Permui, who we lost last year, tremendous force for high school baseball in this area. Coach Gaither High School for its first 20-plus years. So the coaches have shaken hands. They've met with the umpires tonight. Umpires from the West Coast Umpires Association at home plate. It'll be Paul Kutcher at first base, Chuck Gould, and at third base, Carl Sumner. Our announcer tonight is Mike Letting, the longtime Jesuit announcer, University of Tampa Hall of Famer, has done UT basketball games for forever. Mike's a great guy. He's the voice of the Jesuit high school baseball team here. Mike's been doing this for a very, very, very long time. An excellent broadcaster and PA announcer, has helped out with numerous events across the county and is doing this tonight to help us out. We're announcing the teams as we go. We're going to go a little more deep dive into the players as they take their at-bats. We'll go right now. The east side of the county is going to be the visitors on your scoreboard, while the west will be the home team. Again, this event done annually every fall as we try to get a little bit of attention to the kids who are still uncommitted. I know that it's a little bit of a tough time to recruit for the Division I and Division II during the dead period, but this event is tremendous and a great chance for these kids to come in and get some at-bats and play with different players from around the county, and always a good time for some East-West County bragging rights, so we should have a good time tonight. Number 2, Carson Patillo from Brendan. Number 25, Alex Vasquez from Bloomingdale. And number 24, Lyle Correa from Durant. We do have 4 camera angles today, and we'll bounce back and forth between them. We will have to mute the field mics in between innings as there are some copyright issues with music that'll be played and stuff like that. But here in the press box, we should be good, and we'll try to keep you as informed as possible. Again, I'm Jarrett Guthrie from 813 Preps, and we're broadcasting tonight on the Stream Live Tampa Network. We thank you all for joining us. We hope everybody's having a good time out there wherever you are. Number 4, Ben from Alonzo. Number 7, Chris Morgan from Alonzo. Broadcasting tonight on the Stream. Number 22, Mike Fox from Flint. Number 9, Jamie Vasquez from Jefferson. Number 10, Royce Cartier from Flint. Number 11, LaPlace Sellers from Tampa Prep. As I said, we're running this live tonight on 813 at 813 Preps on Twitter and on Facebook, and at Stream Live Tampa on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and it'll be on their YouTube page. If you would like comments, to make comments, I can only watch one stream at a time, so if you want to make those comments on Facebook at 813 Preps, I will do my best to answer questions. We're going to take a break for the national anthem. Our announcer, Mike Letting, says let's play ball, and we are set to get underway here for the 2021 Hillsborough County Uncommitted Underclassmen Showcase event. As I mentioned earlier, the East County team will be the visitors on your scoreboard and be hitting first. The West team will take the field here. Pitching today to start this game is Plant's Robert Satin. Satin, who transfers in to Plant High School this year from Robinson. I talked to Coach Braun about him. Dennis Braun, longtime coach there at Plant High School, says that Robert's a strike thrower with 3 pitches. He's also will play first base when he's not pitching, and will hit in the middle of the order for the Panthers. We saw Robert's first appearance of his high school season or high school career as a freshman. He came in relief and got 3 huge strikeouts and an opening season win against Strawberry Crest in the 2020 season. Last year, only made 29 plate appearances and was hampered with an injury. But he did hit 346 and scored 9 runs and drove in 3, and as I said, in just 29 plate appearances. Leading off tonight for the East team, Durant High School's Aiden Welsh.
Go Aiden!
Aiden played for the Cougars last season, a state semifinalist team. They battled all the way into the state semifinal with our 813 Preps MVP, Sean Herman, who went 7+ innings of shutout baseball, but the Cougars fell 1-0 in that semifinal game. Aiden Welsh, A&W, has my favorite nickname in the county, Root Beer. Root Beer. I do like that nickname. Durant, their coach, is always excellent with the nicknames out there. He sends one down to first base. That's hot to handle for Jaden Vasquez, and he's going to reach there. I'm going to give him a hit on that play. That ball was a screamer down the first base line, and Welsh is aboard. That's a hit. This will be Jace Rayburn. Jace Rayburn from Strawberry Crest. Talked to Coach Eric Beatty, the Strawberry Crest Chargers coach. Talked about Rayburn being a hard player. He'll go after it in the outfield. If he thinks there's a chance, he'll catch it. He sends a fly ball into right field. Center fielder there trailing over. I believe that's LaPlace Salas from Tampa Prep out there in center field. That'll be the first out of the game. That'll bring up Alex Brazer from Leonard High School. That is Brazer, Alex, Alex. Alex is an incredibly gifted fielder.
And Welsh takes off for second base. Strong throw down, but he is safe with a stolen base. Brazier is good a shortstop as you're going to see with the glove in the county. 6'1", 185 pounds. He moves like a much smaller man. Very quick feet, and it's quick out of the glove. Most recently, he played in the Futures Minority All-American games. He sends one to shortstop. Shortstop will throw over to first base. First baseman will apply the tag there for the second out of the inning. It does move Aiden Welsh over to third base, so we're productive out there for Alex Brazier. That'll bring up number 21, Dawson Harmon. Dawson Harmon, a member of the 7A state champion Bloomingdale Bulls. He looks at one away. We saw Dawson quite a bit last year. He really made his first season as a starter, really made some huge growth playing third base for the state championship. You saw him grow up a lot. He swings over that one, making it 1-1. Played the hot corner for the Bulls. Got a hit in both the semifinal and the state championship game. He looked really good on the big stage. Obviously a big full-frame kid. Ooh, that ball's inside. Home plate coach Paul Kutcher says it catches just a bit. That'll make it 1-2. Again, this is Dawson Harmon, Harman, Dawson Harmon from Bloomingdale High School. And he swings over strike three. A nice outing for Robert Satin, the pitcher for Plant. Strands a runner at third base, gives up just the one hit. Robert Satin for Plant High School. All right, we're back, folks, for the bottom half of the first inning. The home team, or excuse me, the East team, the visiting team, went pretty quietly in the first inning. We're joined by second-year Leonard High School coach Victor Martinez. Vic, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me, bud.
Absolutely. Well, we brought Vic on for a special reason. He's going to help me out. We're going to talk about your junior pitcher here, Carter Payne. Talk to me a little bit about Carter.
Carter's just a bulldog. He never says no at taking the ball. He always wants it, and he loves to pitch in the big games. Someone that likes to work quick and gets right up there and goes.
Perfect. Well, he's facing off against Plant's Bryce Pelleriti. Pelleriti sends his second ball foul. Pelleriti, a versatile player, someone who may not jump off the stats, or excuse me, the height and weight screen, but a guy who really will impress you if you watch him. Had a huge performance in the Saladino tournament last year, earned all tournament honors. He flips one out into center field for the opening hit for his team. That is, again, Bryce Pelleriti, Pelleriti, Bryce, B-R-Y-C-E, and again, where he's facing off against Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R, Payne, P-A-Y-N-E, from Leonard High School. You know, you talked to me about Carter the other day, said not only is he he's an excellent pitcher and a guy you really relied on last year, but someone who's worked really hard to improve. You mentioned his slider. Can you talk to me a little bit about his improvements on that pitches?
Yeah, he's been working really hard with our pitching coach, Billy Bullock, just to tighten it up a little bit and more so to get more of the swing and miss with it. But Billy's a great pitching coach, and them two have definitely been working really hard, just trying to get that pitch that much better.
He checks on the runner over first base, just to keep him honest over there. Yeah, big frame. You said he's an innings eater for you.
Yeah, he like I said earlier, he just loves to be on the mound. He never says no, and he's the type of guy that we got to watch before the game, because he'll wander down the bullpen an hour and a half before the game, and he's already trying to throw. So he definitely loves being up there.
He's facing off against Gaither's Miguel Pena today. Pena skies one into foul territory.
That's a great play.
Yeah, that was a really nice play over there for the out. I believe that is Dawson Harmon, the Bloomingdale third baseman, who made that catch. Pena, the previous batter, P-I-N-A, Miguel Pena. He had 417, scored 21 runs last year. Here's a player I got to see a lot for Jefferson last year, Jaden Vasquez. Jaden's from Jefferson High School, J-A-Y-D-E-N, Vasquez, V-A-Z-Q-U-E-Z. Nice stop there by the east side catcher. Jaden, two-way player. He'll split time at first base and outfield as well. He's in the firefighter program at the school, has a 3.2 GPA. He'll be a middle of the order bat for Jefferson. Also a member of the O-Stingers travel ball team that just won the 2022 World Wood Bat World Series for Perfect Game down in Jupiter. So part of that O-Stingers baseball academy run by Jimmy Osting. But again, Jaden, Jefferson High. You talked to me a little bit more about Carter. You said not only a good worker on the field, but an excellent student.
Yeah, no, he's definitely in the top of his class, or one of the top side of the class. He's in dual enrollment, so he is taking classes at HCC. So when he graduates high school, he'll have an AA degree to go along with his diploma.
I like that he works really fast, Coach.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. Definitely, he doesn't take much time. He gets right back up there and goes.
Vasquez fouls that one straight back, evens the count at 2-2. So, Coach, talk to us a little bit about the Leonard program. Your alma mater. You've been there as an assistant coach for a number of years. This is your second year as the head coach. Talk to me about the progression of your team.
Yeah, no, we're definitely excited. The entire staff is. Boys have been working hard, and
Vasquez sends that one out into right field for another single. That's two hits on the board for the west side. Jaden Vasquez there with the single.
But yeah, we're definitely excited coming into this year. I mean, if we felt last year a couple games got away from us, we definitely felt like we could have won a few more games than 9 games last year. But they're working hard. We're excited. They're taking the weight room very serious, and we're excited for good things to happen this year.
Very good, very good. This will be Robinson catcher Tucker Wehrman, W-E-H-R-M-A-N. Tucker Wehrman from Robinson. He's a catcher. I talked to Coach Alex Barron over there with the Knights. He told me about Tucker as a much improved defensive player behind the plate, and he's really blossoming into a solid backstop and quality receiving and blocking especially. And he fires that ball into right field. That'll load the bases up. Coach Pizio with the smart stop there with a good throw in there from Douglas. No, that is not Douglas Alvarino. Don't know who that is out in right field. I'll work on that, getting that name for you. out in right field. All right. This will be Joseph Fritz, another Jefferson Dragon player. Joseph, an outfielder, a guy who really stepped up for his team last year when their starting catcher went down with an injury. Fritz filled in. That ball gets away, gets through the catcher's legs, and that'll bring a play into the plate, and that'll score the game's first run. Bryce Pelleriti slides in under the tag from Pena. This is an interesting ballpark if catchers aren't used to playing here with the hard stone facade behind home plate. The ball reacts a little bit differently. I did not see any of the catchers go out and roll or try to bounce any balls off and see how that would go. And that one worked in favor of the West squad. They go up 1-0 here as Bryce Pelleriti scores the game's first run. That ball a little bit outside. What are you seeing from your young pitcher here, Coach Martinez?
We got to find the strike zone a little bit. He's a little off right now, but knowing Carter, he'll settle in and get out of this inning.
Joseph Fritz, a member of that Jefferson team that was a state Final Four team this year, a district runner-up, but came in here after falling to Jesuit 4 times in the regular season. They won the game that counted in the region semifinal and advanced on and played an excellent end of the season where they really looked like they were very tough to beat. So again, Joseph Fritz, who stepped up for his team in a big way. He'll transition as an outfielder now for the Dragons. He sends a ball to second base. Should be good enough to get a run in, but Chris Hendricks makes the play. A throw across the diamond there, but only 1 out recorded, so 2 away. That'll bring up Mike Hawks from Plant High School, junior from Plant. You don't see a lot of Plant. You don't play them in the regular season very often out there.
No, we don't see them very much. I think it's been a few years since we've seen Plant. Or we actually saw them in the Saladino last year, but outside of that, I don't remember the last regular season game we had.
Always a tough team. Coach Braun does an excellent job producing players that play at the next level. I think last year I counted up he had 7 major leaguers last season.
Yeah.
But from former Rookie of the Year Pete Alonso, Jake Woodford with the Cardinals, Kyle Tucker playing for the Astros in the ALCS right now. Just a talented group of kids that have come through there. First-round draft pick Connor Scott with the Marlins organization. Just Coach Braun really, and numerous kids in the college ranks. Coach Braun really produces kids that perform well at the next level. Very good pitch from Carter Payne there. Talk to me about that fastball to bring him up.
Yeah, well, he definitely can get the fastball up there to 86. Just hitting spots and getting swings and misses.
Want you to talk while we have a little bit of a break here. Talk to me a little bit about Alex Brazier. We saw him in the first inning, but a guy who is right up there with the top defensive shortstops you're going to see in Hillsborough County.
Yeah, Alex is 6'1", but he has feet and hands like a middle infielder that's 5'9", 5'10". I talked to him a lot about a former shortstop we had at Leonard as Yo-Yo. Him and Yo-Yo do a lot of the same things. They have really good hands and feet, and they don't rely so much on their arm to get the ball over the first base. But Alex is good. He's definitely got a bright future. We're excited to see where he ends up in college in the next 2 years.
Yeah, and Yo-Yo Nunez, you mentioned Yasiel Nunez, now a two-way player at St. Leo High School. A little bit of a special thing for the Stream Live Tampa crew. His father, Javier, is the owner and producer here of Stream Live Tampa. He's the man who's bringing you all these beautiful shots and making me sound somewhat respectable on the mic. Well, Coach Martinez, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I want you to enjoy it. Again, Vic Martinez from Leonard High School. We really appreciate you coming in and joining us for an inning.
Yes, sir. We'll talk soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much. We'll be back in a few, okay? Douglas Alvarino from King High School steps to the plate, and he sends the first pitch back to the mound. Robert Satin returns to the mound, easily makes the play. Nice underhand flip over to first base. to Ben Drumheller there and records the out. So one away quickly there. That'll bring up Alex Vasquez from Bloomingdale High School. Vasquez, a plus defender at first base. They used him a little bit on defense late in the year, but more of a role player as the Bulls had some talented players for their state champion team. Alex, I talked to Coach Wilkin, Chris Wilkin, who is helping out as the assistant coach over there with the East Side. And I talked to him earlier today about Alex, and he said he's a switch hitter. He's working on becoming a switch hitter. Obviously, his right side is a little bit stronger than the left, but the gap is closing. He said, high academic kid, and a great teammate, someone you can really count on, he said, and has been a voice, even as a young player, for his team. Alex, go on to my stats here. Alex is 6 foot 225, and again, a junior first baseman from Bloomingdale High School. Vazquez, Alex. Swings over that one for strike 3. Robert Satin working very well in his second inning of work. That'll bring up King middle infielder Chris Hendricks. Hendricks is a junior who really stepped up as a freshman, took over first base and was thrown in there on a young team as a freshman and really held his own. He moved to shortstop last year. Coach Macaluso said that all of those moves were a little bit ahead of schedule, but by the end of the year, he really developed into a nice player, and he really likes to see the improvement he's seeing on him. He says he's probably likely to be more of a second baseman at the next level than he is a shortstop, but he's got above average hands, and the offense has come around really well. He's been an excellent hitter this fall for the Lions, a good instinctive player, according to Coach Mack. Jim Macaluso will have Kings High School field named after him. As I mentioned earlier, he's been the head coach for 46 years. Paul Kutcher calls a 3-0 pitch a strike, and so it's 3-1 to King Jr. Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Hendricks, H-E-N-D-R-I-C-K-S. Hendricks looks at strike 2. Nice pitch there from Satin. Let's see what he does with the payoff pitch here. And he swings over that one. I believe that's the third strikeout for Robert Satin. So an excellent 2 innings from him as we move to the home half of the second inning. Again, you're listening to Stream Live Tampa. We're covering this for Tampa Bay Sports Commission hosting this great event as they do every year. I'm Jarek Guthrie, the editor-in-chief of 813 Preps. And we're back here on Stream Live Tampa and 813 Preps. We're joined this half inning by Strawberry Crest High School head coach Eric Beatty. Eric, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful night.
Eric, the only coach in Strawberry Crest High School history. Is this your 14th year or 15th year?
13th.
13th year at Strawberry Crest High School. A state runner-up finish in 2019. We brought Eric in here to talk about starting pitcher Luke Richardson today. Eric, give me a little bit of background on your pitcher.
Luke's a junior this year, came off of a lot of experience last year as a sophomore. He actually, the experience he got last year was huge for him and us. He came in a lot of situations and stressful situations and did a really good job. Made some big pitches and big situations. Ultimately, get our team out of a lot of sticky situations. So,
You talked to me about how he's really worked on improving the little things this offseason. What specifically has stood out in his improvement as a pitcher?
yeah, so Luke is a top to bottom guy. All of his stuff kind of stays on the vertical plane. So we've really worked on this summer and fall, just trying to get some horizontal break on his pitches, and he's developed a slider. He pitched this weekend in the Steinbrenner through 3 innings, 39 pitches, commanded all his stuff real well, and showed the ability to kind of take that slider and make it a swing and miss pitch, which is he's always kind of relied on weak contact. There's some weak contact right there.
It is. Chris Morgan from Steinbrenner flies one out to right field, and that's brought in there by Ryan Spitzer out of Newsom. You're right, that weak contact on that pitch. You know, he's going to be a guy who he's a two-way player for you, right?
He's not.
No, he's not. He's pitcher only. Okay.
The infamous PO for us. Although
okay.
he likes to talk about how he could be
how
a
he
really
can
good
hit.
two-way guy.
He
But
wants
what
in the
pitcher
Little League,
doesn't?
right?
What pitcher doesn't?
Sure.
So yeah, we've just kind of talked about trying to get a little two-way break on some kind of off-speed pitch to create the swing and miss.
Excellent. There's a great breaking ball there for strike one. He's facing off against Laplace Salas from Tampa Prep. Salas swings over pitch two. I talked to Coach A.J. Hendricks, who's been out there for 25 years over at Tampa Prep. He talked about great speed, very athletic, above average arm, but he also talked about great character, a 3.99 student. He swings over that one. That was a very, very productive pitching performance right there from your junior. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, he's pounding the zone right now. He's mixing up speeds. I saw he threw a pretty good hard one inside, so proud of him. He's got his catcher back there too, Strawberry Crest catcher Damian Bennett.
That helps a little bit to know your battery mate.
Yeah.
Sure. Ben Drumheller from Alonzo. Ben Drumheller, Drumheller, sends one down the first base line, and that'll be an easy out there. Well, Eric, you mind sticking around for another half inning? That was kind of a quick one.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Good. We are watching. You're watching live on Stream Live Tampa and 813 Preps. Eric, talk to me. You mind if I share the big news? Eric, you just got an offer to be a pitching coach in the Cape Cod League next summer, a league that holds a very special place in your heart. You are a Cape Cod League Hall of Famer. Talk to me about your experiences there and getting that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. You put me on the spot there. I guess no going back now.
You got to do it now, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I did pitch there in 2003 and went there as kind of a D2 guy, which there's not a lot of D2 guys that show up, but they gave me a chance, and I think there's a lot of benefit to my style of pitching, to the wood bat, and to a lot of the competition, not knowing who I was, and maybe, being a D2 guy at University of Tampa.
A true hometown guy, a guy who played locally here in high school, played collegiately here.
Yeah, so no, it was an unbelievable experience playing there, and I've kept in touch with my head coach when I played there in 2003. He actually just retired, but he showed up to my Hall of Fame ceremony, and we caught up, and have come close to having some pitching coach opportunities up there in the past, but none of them panned out, and I guess it was the right time this year, so I'll be going up there this summer.
Awesome. Nate Genowine from Robinson High School. Nate's a 5'10", 170-pound junior out of Robinson High School there down in South Tampa. It's Nate, N-A-T-E, Genowine, J-E-N-N-E-W-E-I-N. And he'll face off to start this inning against Antonio Rodriguez from Armwood. I talked to Coach Bobby Mondu. He said Antonio has been able to make several position changes over his first 3 years for the Hawks, kind of a guy who's done what's ever been needed from his team, a younger team out there for the Hawks. He went from second to third base, and now he's an outfielder. And then Coach said he also expects him to give us a ton of innings in relief. That ball skied out down the left field line, and the left fielder makes the catch when he puts his hat back on. I'll figure out who that is. That is Joseph Fritz from Jefferson High School there, making that
That's a good play.
excellent
Covered a lot of ground on that.
Yeah, as I mentioned
ball.
during his AB, a guy who was forced to kind of step into the catcher's role when Jefferson's catcher got hurt, and helped that team make it all the way to the state Final Four. Top of the lineup again here. This is root beer, Aiden Welsh from Durant. Aiden, as I mentioned, played middle infield for the Cougars last year, is stepping into the role in center field. Durant's a team that made the Final Four last year, but then also graduated 14 seniors. What's that like as a coach? You go through that every couple of years where you're senior heavy one year and you lose a lot. I know you've gone through that as Aiden takes one in the lower leg and will head on to first base.
Yeah, to answer that question, Jarrett, you really have to focus a lot on the younger guys in those years and really focus a lot on the leadership of those older players to help you with the younger guys and just teach them what it's like, teach them how to behave, how to go about their business from day to day. But you hope if you do your job right with the older guys that they can help you lead the younger guys and kind of act and behave the way you need to act and behave to get on the field and be successful.
And this will bring up one of your guys, Jace Rayburn. You told me Jace was as good a player as he is handsome.
Jace is a stud. Yeah, he plays hard. He plays really hard. Small guy, but plays really hard. He's gotten a lot better over the last year. A lot better. His swing's gotten better.
From a good baseball family?
Yeah. It helps having his dad and his uncle, Johnny and Ryan, combined played over 20 years of pro ball. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he comes from a good family.
Genowine behind his hitter here. He's 3-0, checking in on Welsh over there. And that'll be ball 4. And Jace Rayburn will get to go to first base. A lot of speed on the base path here for a really intriguing player here, someone I like a lot, Alex Brazier here from Leonard High School. Alex is a good, big-bodied shortstop, tall, physical player from Leonard High School. Let's see if Genowine can get things back, get out of his head a little bit. I think he's overthrowing a little bit here. What are you seeing out of the young pitcher from Robinson?
Yeah, overthrowing. He just needs to play catch with the catcher and change speeds and locate it.
That ball gets away, and both runners with their speed should move up pretty easily. Nice job there by Tucker Wehrman to not make that throw and make that a little more of a costly mistake. Talk to me a little bit more about Rayburn, a guy. You guys in the last couple years, you've had some good sticks, but not a huge power stick, and you've kind of relied a little bit on speed. Is Rayburn a guy who plays in for that? Plays into that for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
That ball threw into shortstop. Should bring a run across.
Nice play.
Very nice play there. But a productive out there as Aiden Welsh scores on an Alex Brazier ground ball. That'll bring up Dawson Harmon from Bloomingdale High School. State champion third base for Bloomingdale. You're pretty familiar with the Bloomingdale Bulls. You see them a couple times through the season. Dawson and his brother Drake. I hope I didn't mess that up the first time. Dawson Harmon here, DAWSON HARMAN. What do you see out of the way Chris Wilkin coaches that Bloomingdale team and the players they get? A lot of similarities between you and them.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Chris is a great coach. He's got a great program. You can tell there's a lot of mutual respect from the coaches, from the players, and to the coaches and players. They play hard. They play the game the right way, and you know that you're going to get a really good game when you play against Bloomingdale.
That was a beautiful pitch right there to get strike one swinging. So it's 1-1 count here. 1-2 as he fouls that one straight back. Dawson really kind of came into his own late in the season. I mean, I think he was a guy who was kind of forced into the starting role, maybe, not too early, but because they needed someone to man third base. And he really stepped it up, especially end of the year. I pointed out, he sends that one down the line. Is that going to stay? Nope, that's going to scoot foul right over his head coach, Chris Wilkin, down there in the third base coaching box.
Yeah, he changed his approach a little bit there with 2 strikes.
He did.
Choked up a bit and shortened up. That's good to see, especially from a big kid that
Yeah,
that
he's
can
showing
drive the
some
ball.
power. He had a hit in each the semifinal and the state championship final. We were down there for that. You can check out 813preps.com and search Bloomingdale in the search bar, and you can read all about Bloomingdale's state championship run. We had a great time covering that down there with 813 Preps. Sends that ball into center field, but it looks like center fielder has a bead on it. So that'll be 3 outs here. It is a 2-1 home team lead for the West Side. Again, Eric Beatty, head coach of Strawberry Crest, I really appreciate you coming on and spending time with us and talking about your players and other players. Really appreciate what you do and wish Strawberry Crest the best of luck this spring.
Thank you, Jarrett. We appreciate you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
All right, folks, we're back here for the bottom half of the 3rd inning. I'm joined this half inning with Tony Diaz, the Sales and Events Director for the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. The Tampa Bay Sports Commission, for those of you that don't know, is an organization that puts together a lot of the bids for the big events that come to town. I know you guys were hugely instrumental in getting the Super Bowl here and WrestleMania and some other events. Can you talk to me a little bit about the Sports Commission and what you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely, Jarrett. Thank you for having me on the show. Thanks again for Livestream Tampa for being here for the high school baseball showcase as well. It's something that we really look forward to doing. We do about 12 to 14 of these showcase combines, all-star games, recruiting fairs throughout the year for different sports here in Hillsborough County. So the whole goal with events like these is to really bring to light the underclassmen and the guys that aren't showcased for the D1 universities, and to create additional exposure opportunities, as much as we can with the college coaches, whether or not they're local, regional, or across the country. And that's why these streaming capabilities that we have tonight is such a huge part of that, not just for this year, but moving forward into the future as well. In general, the Tampa Bay Sports Commission, we're a not-for-profit. We are charged with hosting and generating events here in Hillsborough County to provide economic impact. So, the bigger ticket events, like you mentioned, the Super Bowl.
Anthony Montoya from Lato High School fouls one back.
Yeah, that you mentioned the Super Bowl, all the NCAA championships. We are the lead bid organization for events such as that. We do work with our partners throughout the Hillsborough County and Tampa Bay region, putting those bids together.
That's strike 2 here from Spoto's Cullen Carnes, Cairns, Cullen, Cullen Carnes from Spoto High School. And Montoya from Lato fouls. I thought that was off his chest, but apparently not. He runs down, and Carnes makes an excellent play off the mound to tag out the runner for the first out. The Tampa Bay Sports Commission, as you mentioned, huge in that bid thing, but I think what's so special is your total involvement in the community. I know that you guys partnered with a number of organizations to do a school supply fundraiser at Ray J. You do that every year. Talk to me about the importance of giving back to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big piece of that. And you talk about all these big events. It really wouldn't be it wouldn't have the impact that they do if it wasn't for the social impact that they have. So you could talk about the economic impact with the people visiting from out of town, but it's also the impact that those events are having on our community, not just when the event's taking place, but as its legacy lives on year after year. So that's a big priority for us, is not just how the events are going to impact our communities that week or that weekend, but also moving into the future too, with the different groups that we're working with. So,
Bryce Pelleriti, the top of the lineup here for the West squad. Bryce Pelleriti, again, that is Pelleriti from Plant High School, coached by Dennis Braun. As I mentioned last at bat, huge Saladino tournament, was a Saladino all-tournament team. He sends that one into the outfield. Aiden Welsh, newly converted outfielder from shortstop last year, settles under that one for the second time. One more thing on Pelleriti, talking to Coach Dennis Braun, he called him the toughest player on his team and the toughest player he's had in a while, and that's saying something from a Panther team that usually has some very, very talented players. Miguel Pina, Pina, from Gaither High School, steps into the left-handed batter's box against Cullen Carnes, who's working very efficiently here. That one's a little bit inside. Great catch there from King High School, Douglas Alvarino, the catcher there from King High. Nice stop of that ball inside. So, Tony, this is an event you guys have now been a part of for a number of years. As that ball's sent into the outfield, Welsh will set her under into that. We'll keep talking through the break, the inning change here. This is an an event that has been around for a long time. I remember I talked to Coach Mack earlier in the day, and he talked about his good friend Frank Permuy, who was your help. Can you talk to me about a little bit about your interactions with Frank, who is a legacy here, a member of multiple Hall of Fames, the Baseball Coaches Association, National Baseball Coaches Association, Sports Club of Tampa Bay, the FHSA Hall of Fame. What were some of your memories of Frank and your interactions with Frank Permuy?
Frank was just such an outstanding guy, on the field, off the field. It was somebody that I had previous interactions with prior to my time at Tampa Bay Sports Commission, but getting the chance to work with him so closely through the combine over the years. I've been with the Sports Commission now for 11 years, and Frank was involved with this event since day one of me running it. So, getting the coaches together, getting the players together, he had the relationships across the board throughout the region with the college coaches that could attend, and he did such a great job. But his energy that he brought to the game is something that I'll never forget. And it's something that the players really cherished as well. And you talk to all the players that played under him, whether or not they played for him at Gaither or any other high school or college that he coached at. It's something that they have a lifelong impact on him or on them. For the rest of their lives. So he was just an incredible person, and somebody that we miss dearly in the community.
Here, absolutely. I love this game, and a lot of the interaction is the coaches that choose to be a part of it. I know that Coach Londi Faedo's kind of stepped into that role to help you kind of facilitate getting things done. If you look at the four head coaches of this event, J.J. Pizio, John Crumbly, who started here and won 4 championships here, state championships here, and then one now at Steinbrenner High School. Chris Wilkin is a state champion. Coach Jim Macaluso's got 43-plus years of coaching. We spoke with Eric Beatty, who's now in his double digits in coaching. The coaching community in Hillsborough County baseball is really the strength that kind of glues it all together. What have your interactions with these coaches been like over the years?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And we talk about what a great event this is, and you can put our name to it all you want to, but it's really because of the high school coaches that are involved in this event and the ones that are helping them put these rosters together and helping them get the college coaches that are here in attendance and the ones that are going to be watching on the live stream as well. It's because of them that these players are having such a great impact on tonight and then moving forward too. So, I give all the college coaches a ton of credit and appreciate everything that they do for our baseball community. We certainly couldn't do this without them.
Nate Genowine on for his second inning of work. He lets one go there, uncorks one, and hits Douglas Alvarino, but he's a catcher, so he'll be fine. Hit him in the helmet. I hopefully he seems good. His assistant coach, Anthony Macaluso, gives him a little pat on the helmet. He's fine, but he will be replaced for a courtesy runner there. I believe that's number 13, Bryce Hicks from Sumner High School, running in place of the catcher Alvarino. That will bring up Bloomingdale's Alex Vasquez. Alex, a 6 foot, 225-pound first baseman. He skies one towards the first base line, and that'll be settled under, I believe that is Ben Drumheller from Alonzo, made that catch. Let's see if it turns on. Yep. I think that is correct. Just double check. Yes, Ben Drumheller making the catch, and he's holding the runner over there at first base. Nate Genowine in his second innings. Second inning on the mound. Genowine, a good baseball mind according to his coach. Very strong work ethic. Composed on the mound with 3 pitches. Fastball's got great life. Pick off there. The relay over is a little too high, and Hicks will take second base there. Genowine. Good life on his fastball, curveball that he can land with a tight break, and his best pitch is a circle change that he pulls off the fastball very well. He is also top of his class academically. That was kind of a running theme as I talked to the coaches in preparation of this game. Chris Hendricks fouls that one. A lot of territory over here. Drumheller runs it down. I don't know. I can't see. The dugout's kind of screening me. Did he catch that? Nope. Nope. Hendricks stays alive there. That ball gets away from him. As I mentioned, Hendricks had made the move last year from second base over to shortstop. Guy that Coach Macaluso says he's really come to rely on even as a young player. Good instinctive player. So Tony, how long have you been with the Tampa Bay Sports Commission?
It's 11 years this month, actually.
11 years this month. Congratulations. Yeah. Now, I, of course, went to college with your boss, Rob Higgins. Okay.
Sorry to hear
great
that.
Guy. Rob was a great guy. I worked at that time in the sports information department, and we knew he was going to be a star back then, back helping out the great John Gertis when he was the sports information director, now member of the FHSA governing board, and I believe he's the athletic director. I want to say at CCC, Clearwater Central Catholic now. But Rob's a great guy, and I know that his wife's over at Carrollwood Day, and we're building that school into a great sports program.
Yeah, Rob's definitely done a great job, allowing us the flexibility to do different things with in our respective areas. It's somebody, we have 7 people in our organization, and I think every single one of us, really enjoy coming to work every day because of the things that he allows us to do and the capabilities that he has. And it's somebody who, has a creative mind unlike any other, because every day he comes up with an idea just to kind of continue the momentum of our community, bringing events to Hillsborough County and Tampa Bay.
Full count here on Hendricks from Nate Genowine.
Which one was it? Which game? Who's line?
Good pitch there. Catcher's interference, is that what we're calling? I don't know. Oh, he pointed towards first base, but I guess he's just calling the out.
I would have never guessed.
No? No, I take that back. So catcher's interference there. He's going to be awarded first base on the swing. Catcher got a little bit out in front there and just got the tip of his glove hit. So that will bring up number 18, Antonio Rodriguez. Antonio Rodriguez from Armwood High School. So as we sit in the shadow of Raymond James Stadium, why don't you tell me a little bit about that experience of hosting a Super Bowl?
Hosting a Super Bowl is something that I've always wanted to be a part of. Certainly being on the bid committee was an experience in and of itself, and having the opportunity to be part of our all-star team that was, capable of doing that, and doing so under the conditions that we did with COVID, and, the daily planning meetings that took place, and having to do it from home and doing it remotely. It really, tested the boundaries of everything that we were able to do, and I think it's something that we all look back on and just with a huge sense of accomplishment, not just for our organization, but all of our community partners across the region. It's not just something that a staff of 13, 14 people can handle. It's something that takes a village to be able to do that. So, having the whole community come together for an event like that, because it took so many different pieces to be able to do it under the conditions that we did, it was really special.
And made even more special by a home team win victory.
Absolutely.
Rodriguez here, as Coach Bobby Mondu said, he's part of the collegiate program there at Armwood and will graduate high school with his 2-year AA degree. The progression from freshman to junior year is something that really stuck out for Coach Mondu. As I mentioned, he went from second to third base, and now he's in the outfield. He'll be key in the middle of the lineup for the Hawks this spring. I love this event because you sometimes get to see that player who's just on the cusp of breaking out. I think Armwood is a team. Oh, that ball skips well in front of the plate and allow both runners to move up. Hicks will take third base. Hendricks will take second base. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Yeah, so the Bucks win the Super Bowl and the Lightning win the Stanley Cup. The Rays made last year's championship. It's been an exciting time to be involved in sports.
That's right.
In the Tampa Bay area, the
Tampa Bay
area.
Tampa Bay area, no doubt. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that definitely did make, coming from somebody who's born and raised in Tampa, it made the experience all the more worth it to see them playing in the Super Bowl and then see the performance in the Super Bowl too. That was just surreal, really. But definitely a great experience and, a huge learning experience for me, even being, close to 10 years into the job, to be able to go through it and experience everything that I did and have such great partnerships with the NFL too while we went through it as well. They were fantastic to us throughout the process and being understanding as they were considering the circumstances.
Right, absolutely. Rodriguez fouls another one there. Staying alive here. It's a 1-2 count here with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Genowine here trying to get this out. Hot shot through second base. That'll bring in at least 1 as Rodriguez rounds second. He'll head to home. Great throw in the outfield. Can't be handled. Hendricks slides in safely. Big 2-run single there, and he takes the extra base there for Antonio Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Antonio Rodriguez from Armwood High School. He'll sit at second base as East Bay's Sean Dow steps into the plate. Dow, junior from East Bay High School. A sophomore outfielder from East Bay High School. I talked to Coach Kraus, Coach Cody Kraus over there, and this is a guy, you love to hear stories like this. This is a guy who came out as a freshman and didn't make varsity and JV, and the coaches told him, hey, you just got to work and get better, and that's exactly what he did. He went out, he worked on his own, and worked harder, and now has a chance to be the starting center fielder as a sophomore. Honor roll kid, 4.6 GPA, ROTC member, so Coach Kraus is very excited about this young sophomore. Swings over that breaking ball, 1-2. We sprinkle in a few sophomores here and there, and I always think it's a great thing, especially when you see those guys either get committed early or come back the next year. I think of Colby Fanning, from Strawberry Crest. We just had his coach in here. I think he was a guy who played 2 years. Strikeout down, throw down to first base. The runner will take third. Rodriguez will take third, but I think they'll trade the out for that any day.
Absolutely, and you talk about the impact of this event, and that's why we made the switch a couple years ago to being underclassmen specifically, and having the opportunity ahead of time to give these kids a chance to play in front of the college coaches that are able to be here, and now with the live streaming piece of this, the ability to share that experience to so many more outside of the region too. I think it just expands on the impact, hopefully, that it has on the players here tonight.
Ryan Spitzer, Spitzer, from Newsom High School, steps in to take his first at-bat of the game. Spitzer is a sophomore. I talked to his coach, Coach Dick Rohrberg, said he's top of the class and a tremendous student. His dad is a pilot, and he is hoping to get an aeronautics engineering degree. Played a little bit as a freshman. He was put in a lot of save situations actually for Newsom on the mound. Coach said he was cool and calm and collective there as a freshman, and just raved about him being a super kid. Again, Ryan Spitzer for Newsom. That ball bounced right at the feet there of Alonzo's catcher, Keenan Rutledge. Rutledge there keeps it in front of him a little bit, and the runner does not try to take home plate. So again, Ryan Spitzer, it is still Nate Genowine from Robinson on the mound, looking to get that third out and keep his team just down by 1 run right now. That one's up a little bit, and that'll fill the count up.
Great attendance tonight, too. A lot of people enjoying this weather break that we've gotten this week. It's
a
been
couple
nice
nice
to
days
see.
of weather. We're going to get here for a couple days, and this is always a fun event, well attended. We do have a number of junior college coaches in attendance, which is always great to see. That'll be a walk issue to Spitzer, and that'll put runners on the corner. That'll bring up another really intriguing kid I really like a lot, Farah Castillo for Riverview High School. Farah is an excellent defender, great quick hands, played middle infield last year. I think we saw him some in the outfield today. Just a really talented player, middle infielder. Again, Castillo, Castillo, and the first name is Farah. And he sends one up the middle and drives in a run there. Farah Castillo with a big hit, give his team an extra run there. Excellent hitting piece from Castillo, very exciting player. Huge sophomore season for the Sharks. Hit .397 with 19 RBIs, scored 13 runs. Ability to play both sides. I think he played second base a lot more than shortstop last year, but I think he'll probably slide over to shortstop. I believe Riverview shortstop graduated last year, so a fun player for sure. That'll bring up number 5. That is Steffner Christian's Colin McNeil. Colin McNeil, a 6', 175 junior for the Crusaders. Steffner Christian last season had their best season in school history. Made it to the region final, coached by Sal Giardina. Excellent team. They'll send that ball into the outfield. Jaden Vasquez will make the catch for the third out. Well, Tony, we really appreciate having you, man. This was
Absolutely,
great.
Jarrett.
This
No
is
problem.
a tremendous event, and I appreciate all the hard work you and your staff do to get this event and every other event. As a sports fan, we're all very lucky to have you guys on our working on our
Jarrett,
behalf.
appreciate you being here. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Tony. Yep. We'll be back after this short break. And we're back, folks. Shay Dean from Seffner Christian High School, junior, 6'4", 145 pounds soaking wet. Shay Dean, long, lanky, left-handed pitcher here. It's kind of a little bit of a debut for him. I know he's pitched a little bit for the Crusaders JV program. High upside, and he's working on the progression now, according to Coach Giardina. But a tall, lanky left-hander is something that the Crusaders have had a couple of in the last couple years, and so we hope to see his progression continue for a program that, as I mentioned last inning, really had a breakout season in 2021, made the region final, won the most games in school history. So we'll see how Shay does here as he starts off the home half of the 4th inning with his team ahead 4-2. That'll bring up Jaden Vasquez. Jaden Vasquez from Jefferson High School. Vasquez swings over strike one. As we mentioned earlier, Vasquez will split some time between first base and outfield this year. He's in the firefighter program at school and will be a middle of the order hitter for Jefferson. Again, helped that team to the Final Four in 2020. And he sends the ball to shortstop. Castillo will wait on it. Farah Castillo makes the throw across for the first out of the inning. First baseman there makes the catch. That's Wild Correa. Wild Correa, Correa from Durant. That'll bring up Tucker Wehrman. Tucker Wehrman, one of our 2 catchers here today for the West team. He looks at strike one. Shea Dean fires that one in for strike one. Wehrman, as I mentioned, improved greatly behind the plate. Coach Alex Barron said he's blossoming into a very solid backstop, and quality receiving and blocking complement a very strong arm. His hitting's improved, and he has a better understanding and control of the strike zone at the plate. Another kid, as we said, high on academics and a tremendous leader for the Robinson Knights there in South Tampa. That'll be strike three, swinging. Nice debut here for Shea Dean from Seffner Christian. Joseph Fritz steps to the plate now, another Jefferson Dragon. Part of the criminal justice program there at Jefferson, a 3.2 GPA. Really nice young man. He helped out with a skills camp I did with a coach here, the Team Impact Sports, last summer, and helped out, came in, volunteered his time, and helped out with some younger little leaguers, and was a very, very, very nice young man and dealt really well with the kids. So quality kid, quality young man. As I mentioned, really stepped up for his team when they needed a catcher after Alejandro Montada got injured last year, late in the year, and was only able to DH. He kind of stepped behind the plate, but now his transition and will play center field for the Dragons. 2-2 count here from Shea Dean. That ball sent to shortstop. Castillo waits on a tough hop, fires it across. Ball's going to be just overhand and a real tough hop. He maybe should have charged that a little bit, but as I mentioned, split some time at second base, shortstop. That one kind of ate up on you. A new field he probably hasn't played on too often. That one got a high hop, and he wasn't able to get the throw down. So hometown score is going to rule that a hit. I'm fine with that. Mike Hawks, Hawks, from Plant High School. Mike Hawks, solid shortstop and one of the Panthers' top pitchers as well. Great arm strength that helps them both on the mound and at shortstop. Coach Dennis Braun said he's a good hitter, but he's got room to grow, so like to hear that. Like to hear that he's progressing. He's a junior, 6'2", 160 pounds. See if he can get something going here for his team. Runner on first base. That ball's in. Ooh, okay, 1-2. I don't know, folks, you can tell me at home you have a better angle maybe than I do. I thought that ball was inside, but Paul Kutcher calling a wide zone today. Keeping the hitters honest. Want them to swing. We want them to show off the bats anyway. He swings that one in on his fist down to the third baseman. Long throw across the diamond. Hawks tries to call his own safe call, but he got beat on that throw. An excellent throw there from the third baseman. Let's see who that was. That was Colin McNeil, Sefner Christian, helping out his starting pitcher, Shea Dean. So a good outing there from Shea Dean. Did give up the one single. So we're going to take a break right now. All right, we're back, folks. We had a little bit of a camera issue, but our man Javier Nunez from Stream Live Tampa, our producer, down there, up and down the stairs like a true athlete that he is, got that thing fixed. He's enjoying it right now, enjoying that runner's high up and down the mound. We are joined this half inning by Alonzo's only head coach, Landy Faedo. Coach Faedo, it's terrific to see you.
Great to be here.
Absolutely.
Hold on, I got to pick up this inhaler he dropped on the way up.
Right, on the way up, yeah. So we brought you in for a specific reason. We're watching one of your pitchers, Juan Munoz, pitching today for the West team from Alonzo High School, and he's pitching to Keenan Rutledge, your catcher, so you got a little battery mates. Talk to us a little bit about Juan.
Yeah, Juan's first year with us. He just arrived from Venezuela last year in January, and with no English. I don't think he still doesn't speak English, but he's a surprise. He's having a great fall for us this year. We're a little low on pitching this year, and he's got a nice arm, so we've asked him to pitch, and he's been working on it and doing a nice job.
Damian Bennett there for Strawberry Crest flies out on his second pitch to center field. That will bring up number 24, Wild Correa. Wild Correa from Durant High School, playing first base tonight. Yeah, what are you seeing out of him that you said is just learning to pitch? You know, what's his progression like been like working with your pitching coaches?
Well, it's been a pleasure because he's picking up things quick, and he's had that ability to just throw strikes from the beginning. So it hasn't had to been a lot of work in that part where you're trying to tweak everything. So he's pretty consistent. He's around the zone. He fills it up pretty good.
Coach, you have a legacy of some tremendous pitchers to come through Alonzo High School. You know, Florida Gator greats, Alex Pantaliotis, Tommy Toledo, Jose Fernandez, former Rookie of the Year, the late great Jose Fernandez, and a special College World Series MVP, Alex Faedo, who did a pretty good job as a pitcher now with the Tigers organization. So pitching's always been a strength at Alonzo High School.
Yeah, how lucky am I?
You're very lucky. 2-time state champion. Yeah, very lucky. So, So when you get a chance with kind of unmolded clay, fresh clay, what do you look for in trying to build a pitcher?
Man, you just try to keep everything simple. Just simplify everything, and just kind of bring it in their mindset. It's something they do all the time. Every day they play catch, and it's the same thing when they get on the mound to pitch.
Wild Correa there works a full count walk. Carson Juntilla, Juntilla, Carson, Carson from Brandon High School. Carson Juntilla looks at ball one up. Carson is a junior middle infielder, 5'7", 150 pounds. I talked to his former coach, Coach John D. Benedetto, who left Brandon, is now an assistant coach at Southeastern University. And he told me, this was a hard worker, a kid who started as a freshman and has really, really worked hard to progress. I know he played with Hit Factory and Travel Ball for a while, and now is with FTB. And has a 3.5 GPA. Coach, you have now kind of taken over the role for I know a guy who was a great mentor to you, Coach Permui, as kind of being the coach facilitator for this event. What's your history been like, and what do you feel are the great benefits of an event like this?
Man, exposure. I know my kids, they're excited to come out here and play. Tampa Bay Sports Commission does a great job, hosting this and giving these kids an opportunity to come play. And especially you guys coming out here and live streaming it for the first time, because right now there's a quiet period for the Division I schools,
Sure.
and they can't even come sit down in the stands and watch a game. So now they have access to it online, and they can watch it. So hopefully that's something we can continue to do in the future. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing for the kids and the community too.
And you're a good luck charm up here, as we just saw a double play to end that inning, started by Chris Morgan, your infielder there. Talk to me a little bit about Chris.
Yeah, Chris has been playing for us since his freshman year. He's a junior this year. Freshman year, we only played 7 games because of the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came in, he solidified our defense. And then he's been a starter last year, and I think he hit like maybe 350, over 350 last year, and was a Gold Glove Award winner. Received the Team Gold Glove Award, and just a great player, man. Just not flashy, but a steady Eddie, and you can't ask for anything more. And every year he just keeps getting better. The arm gets stronger. Yesterday he hit his first home run,
Nice.
for us, so it's a nice thing. He's excited. His parents were there to watch it.
That is awesome. That's always a special thing to see something like that. I don't have this player on my roster currently on the mound. I'm trying to see. Is that a Freedom hat?
You're asking somebody that's 54 years old.
Yeah. Is that Joey Way? So we're working on getting that name for the new starting pitcher for you.
Down on the mound, number 3, Joey Way.
Joey Way from Freedom has been announced as the pitcher. Got here. Must have got here a little bit earlier than Joey, because I got the numbers, but I saw Joey hit a big home run in fall ball over at Sumner High School earlier this year. Deceptive pitcher with a sneaky fastball, good changeup, and he's also a tough out at the plate, according to his coach Trip Merrill, with some gap power. That ball is kind of skied into the outfield. Looks like it'll be brought in. I believe that's Jace Rayburn out there. Chris Morgan there for Alonzo High School. Efficient in his at-bat, swung at that early pitch.
Yeah, I don't see any walks coming out of that out of that guy.
An aggressive hitter. Hey, I'll take an aggressive hitter, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to, well, maybe not 9 times out of 10, because then he'd be hitting 900.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would be okay with that. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take 7 out of 10.
Good. That is strike one, 1-1 count here. I'm trying to see a number on our hitter.
11.
11. Yeah, that is Laplace Salas from Tampa Prep. Salas, as we mentioned earlier, great speed, very athletic, with a strong arm. But Coach A.J. Hendricks, now in his, I believe, his 27th year at Tampa Prep, talked about him being even more important as a great character guy. He's an ace mentor, a member of the Black Student Union, a member of Best Buddies at Tampa Prep. He sends that ball to second baseman Chris Hendricks. Comes up with it and throws, but that speed, ooh, okay. Quick out throw, or out call there. Nice play from Chris Hendricks, throwing over to Alex Vasquez. Chris Hendricks
from King High School, the second baseman, throws to Bloomingdale first baseman Alex Hendricks. So that'll be 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That was a good play. I didn't think he was going to make that.
I didn't either, and with that speed, this will bring up another Alonzo Raven, Ben Drumheller, your third of the Drumhellers.
Yeah, how about it? How lucky am I to have these guys playing for me? Great kids.
Tremendous young men.
And not only that, their dad helps us coach. Great left-handed BP, great fungo hitter. So
And
lucky me.
And a solid pro career as well for Mr. Coach Drumheller.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll want everybody to know that he played at the University of Alabama too.
He will definitely
Yep.
want people to know that. His oldest son, Ryan, was our first inaugural 813 Prep Ironman Award winner, a guy who really performed for you for all 4 years, a guy who stepped up when you needed him as a freshman and was just a steady guy. And then, of course, Ben, Sam, your middle son, is now a pitcher at Florida Atlantic.
Yep.
And I heard just got added to scholarship.
Yeah. How about that? They called them in and they gave him a scholarship, man.
And quite an academic student as well.
Yeah. Good. All three of them are good students, hard workers. They're all different in how they play. Their skill sets. But like I said, once again, lucky me to have such quality people and a good family helping us out with our program.
And Ben looks bigger than he was last year. He
Yeah.
sends that ball up the middle. Let's see if Hendricks can make another excellent play. Tremendous stop, but Drumheller is going to be able to leg that one out. What a play there by Chris Hendricks, the King's second baseman.
Yeah, great backhanded play. This time a little bit further away from first, so
Yeah.
and Ben runs a little bit, so he got good speed.
But looking bigger than he did last year.
Yeah. He's put on some weight and he's hitting the ball now with a lot more authority compared to last year.
You said something I'd love to hear. He loves to practice.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, all the Drumhellers do.
Uh-huh.
They all do.
Just
They,
little dirt rats.
yeah.
Love it.
They're there. They're baseball guys.
Joey Way fires that one in there for strike one. He's facing off against Keenan Rutledge. This was a good inning to have you aboard, Coach.
Yeah, I know. All three guys are getting up to hit, and then Juan got to pitch last inning. Keenan catches for us. He's doing well. He's having a really good fall with the bat. So, hopefully he continues it for his West team here.
5'8", 180-pound junior.
I keep telling him get bigger pants. They're a little bit too tight, man.
A little tight. Man, he's been working on the quads. He wants to show them off. Doing the deadlift, leg press. Looking to try to get his team back in this game. It's 4-2. Big 3-run inning there. He sends one up the middle. Hendricks should be able to... slight bobble there by Hendricks after 2 excellent plays. The bag screened him out a little bit and wasn't able to make that play. That's going to go down as an infield single there for Keenan Rutledge, the catcher, showing off that catcher speed.
Yeah, he runs good for a catcher. He gets excited when I don't pinch run for him.
And I like it. They're leaving him in here. They're leaving him in to run. Coach John Crumbly, the knocking on the door of 800 high school wins.
Is that amazing?
It's amazing. Florida FHSA Hall of Famer, Sports Club of Tampa Bay Hall of Famer, 5-time state champion, 4 of them. I won't say right here on this field, but right here on this area. The field used to face the other direction, but Coach Crumbly won 4 state championships here. Also, a tremendous golf coach.
Oh, yeah, does well. But I'll tell you what, I wish, nobody's ever going to catch him. He's never going to retire.
Never going to retire. He's
never going to
sticking around.
retire. Keep adding to the total.
That ball got away from Alvarino, but he makes an excellent adjustment there and guns down the runner at third base. Drumheller got caught there. Alvarino keeps the ball in front of him, makes a good move, and guns it down to first base or third base to end this inning. Well, Coach Londi Faedo, the only coach in Alonzo history, a proud Hillsborough County Jefferson High alum, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Played for the legendary Pop Cuesta out there. You're a baseball lifer here, and we really appreciate you coming on and talking a little bit of the game with us.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting me get on the mic here and talk a little baseball, talk about the kids. and thank you guys for doing what you do for our baseball community.
Absolutely, Coach. Good to see you.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you. We appreciate all our guests who have come on. I think it's just me for the duration, folks. Going to finish this one out for the next few innings. If you can see the scoreboard in the outfield, just want to call your attention that the top of the fifth light doesn't seem to be working for us, so we're making do without it. No runs were scored there in the top of the fifth. It is 4-2. The east side is ahead of the west side. Mike Hawks comes on to the mound. Mike Hawks, a junior from Plant High School. It is Hawks, Hawks, junior infielder, pitcher, 6'2", 160 pounds. And a ball sent to shortstop by number 13, Bryce Hicks. Hicks with some speed, but he can't leg that one out as Miguel Pena from Gaither fires that one across to first baseman Robert Satin. So Mike Hawks on the mound here for the West squad in the bottom of the fifth inning. Hawks should be one of the Panthers' top pitchers this year or this season. Works 3 pitches well, throws strikes, and strong arm playing shortstop and pitcher. He's facing off here against Sean Dow from East Bay. As we mentioned, a young man as a freshman didn't make the varsity or JV team, but went to work on his own. Coach Cody Kraus said he's a hard worker and now has a chance to be the starting center fielder as a sophomore. 4.66 GPA, ROTC member. Again, Sean Dow, D-O-W-E, and that's Sean, S-H-A-W-N, from East Bay High School in Gibsonton, Florida. Nice pitch there, good strike on a 3-0 count, making it 3-1 here with 1 out. Sorry, 2-1. 2-1, correct. My producer, Javier Nunez of Stream Live Tampa. Make sure you're following Stream Live Tampa. If you happen to be watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're a business advertiser out there and you want to get your name seen, I believe they did 15 to 20 high school baseball games last year, 5 or 6 softball games. I assume that'll step up a little bit this year, and I know they have a big schedule of basketball ahead with my good friend Jim Delaney and Mikey Paris, usually manning the mic for him. Javier Nunez does a tremendous service for these kids out here, working very hard for Stream Live Tampa. So if you need your event, we've done a number of showcase. They did a prospect wire showcase, did a private showcase for game time prospects. Nice pitch there for Hawks. Works back and gets the strikeout there. Nice pitch, swinging fastball strike. That'll bring Ryan Spitzer up to the plate. Spitzer from Newsom High School, a sophomore. 5'10", 175. That ball's inside. Steps over it, doesn't let it hit him. Spitzer, a Good student, top of the class. As I mentioned earlier, was kind of called on to be the de facto saves closer for the Wolves last year, and as a freshman handled those situations with a cool and calm demeanor, his coach Dick Rohrberg said. So we'll see how he does against Hawks now. 1-1 here with 2 outs. That breaking ball catches the top of the zone. 1-2. We appreciate everybody watching us on the various social media sites. Spikes that one just at the plate. Swings over that one for strike 3. An excellent outing there for Plant's Mike Hawks, the right-handed pitcher from Plant High School. Again, that's Mike Hawks, Hawks, there with a big strikeout to end the inning and bring his team up to the plate. That'll take us through the top of the 6th inning. I am Jarrett Guthrie for 813 Preps in partnership today with Stream Live Tampa. We'll be back after this. All right, folks, we are back here on Stream Live Tampa in partnership with 813 Preps, and I'm joined with one more special guest, Tampa Bay Tech head coach Brett Goodrich. Coach, we brought you on for a special, little special insights on your pitcher, Ethan Jones, right-handed junior.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me a little bit about Ethan, his progression as you've had him now for a couple seasons, what you've seen from him the last couple of years, and what you've seen from him this offseason in preparation for your fall and spring seasons.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me on. First off, Ethan, just an absolute workhorse. He will do anything and everything for coaches, teammates, whatever. He's just that guy that you want on that team, which is why, he's our captain going on 2nd year now. But
voted a captain as a sophomore.
Yeah.
That shows a lot of faith from his teammates.
100%. He's definitely, if we need him behind the plate as an emergency guy, he'll go back there. He switched from outfield to third as a secondary position last year for us. But, he's really found his control last year, and that just took him up to the next level. I mean, he had 13 walks over 40-something innings last year, which as a sophomore I find to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, and a big progression from freshman year. You said 15 over 7 innings as a freshman.
Something like that, yeah. So finding that control, and he's a tireless worker, and it's definitely paying off.
So Brett Goodrich, the head coach at Tampa Bay Tech in his 5th season there, right in the Temple Terrace, Central Tampa area, over right off the Temple Terrace area. Talk to me about your team and kind of the progression and what you're expecting from your team come this spring.
Oh man, I'm excited for this year. Our expectation is that we are going to compete in every game. We are going to play as hard as we can. We're going to do the little things right, and we have the team in place to do so. We've got a lot of guys who are working really hard, and we're congealing pretty well.
Bryce Pelleriti, the leadoff hitter here for the West Side, sends that ball into the right center gap for a single. I believe that's his 2nd hit of the game. Again, that's Bryce Pelleriti, Pelleriti. Bryce, B-R-Y-C-E. And that will bring up Miguel Pena from Gaither High School. Jones works pretty fast. He throws over the top. Talk to me a little bit about what your staff has done tinkering with him and what he his growth over the last year.
Yeah, so my pitching coach, Frank Ambrosino, definitely one of the best in the county. We really work on guys preaching, get back on the mound, get ready for that next pitch. We don't like that wasted time, but he's done a great job working with our entire pitching staff, Ethan, Alex, Jackson, Tyler Schultz, getting them to get into that nice rhythm, working on their off-speed pitch, making sure that they are comfortable throwing it in any count, not relying on a fastball all the time, and, of course, location.
So we again have Miguel Pena up at the plate. Miguel had an excellent season last year for Gaither, which was a region quarterfinalist. He hit .417, scored 21 runs, drove in 9. A native of Venezuela, Miguel Pena, P-I-N-A, Miguel, M-I-G-U-E-L, from Gaither High School. Plays for Nelson North. Gaither, he led Gaither to a state championship back in 2016, did Coach North. Of course, Gaither was the longtime home of Coach Frank Permui, who we've talked about earlier in the broadcast. Miguel is an excellent top-of-the-lineup hitter, good defender, solid defender. Let's see what he can come through here with no outs with a runner on first base. 1-2 count here from Jones. Breaks off a breaking ball. It stays in the opposite batter's box for ball 2. Leader in wins, inning, pitch, and strikeouts last year.
Yeah, he was our ace last year for sure. Anytime that we had a big game, we were throwing him out there. He would eat up our innings for us. Oh, that was a good pitch. He just the team would get behind him. They knew that he was out there, and if he was on the mound that day, we had a chance to compete no matter who we were playing.
If you hear a little bit of cheers in the background, Jesuits also playing their final JV football game of the regular season. So a little bit of cheering going on in weird times. I didn't want you to think it's just random weird things happening. Pelleriti takes off, but Pena's protecting at the plate and fouls that one straight back over our heads here in the press box. Coach, talk to me a little bit about your expectations. A new district for Tampa Bay Tech. Got some tough challenges ahead of you.
Yeah, we have some very good teams in our district this year. I'm probably going to leave some out, but I know we have Bloomingdale, Leonard, East Bay, Strawberry Crest, Armwood, and I mean those teams are always tough. Again, we're going to go out there and we're going to compete. We're going to make every pitch matter. We're going to make every inning matter. We're going to do our best to hang around with some powerhouse teams and hopefully make a statement this year.
I want to say just out of luck or what a happenstance, I believe I've made an Armwood game the last 3 years.
Yes.
And a school that's 2 miles from each other.
Yep.
That's always a fun competitive game with Coach Mondu.
It is. We've been down to the final at bat, I think, in every single game since I've been coaching 5 years.
Pelleriti takes
nice
off.
Throw.
A fantastic throw down to second base by Damian Bennett. Strawberry Crest starting catcher Damian Bennett, B-E-N-N-E-T-T, to get Bryce Pelleriti trying to swipe second base. Excellent. You got to like that, helping out your pitcher there.
Absolutely. As a catcher, I definitely appreciate the placement right on the bag.
Mm-hmm. Damian's a player who really kind of stepped up in a big role last year for the Chargers and made an impact. So Bennett, an excellent throw down there.
There we go. Oof. What a great battle by that hitter.
It was a nice battle and just off the plate, according to home plate umpire Paul Kutcher. A little more on Bennett, according to Eric Beatty, who we talked with earlier, was his most improved player since last season. Has gotten more athletic, gotten quicker, and has really developed great catcher's instinct, according to Coach Beatty. Got a lot of work in the weight room. You could tell it on that throw. He's worked on the power a little bit. I believe this is number 9. That is Jaden Vasquez.
Jayden, Jayden Vasquez, Vazquez, a junior from Jefferson High School, 6 foot, 170 pounds. Jayden fouls that one off, a little bit of territory. Let's see, a little bit out of the reach there of Wild Correa, the first baseman.
It'll be interesting to see what Ethan throws here when Coach Frank is not calling the pitches.
Calling pitches? I don't know if him and Damien have ever worked together, but maybe Damien knows what he wants to throw here.
Like to see something off speed, get a ground ball here, get out of the inning.
We'll turn a double play like the West Side did to end the inning 2 innings ago.
There it is.
Broke that pitch off. Oh, Bennett can't get the handle on it, but the runner doesn't make the move. A little bit of luck there as Pena stays pat there at first base. 1-2 count here to Jayden Vasquez. As I mentioned earlier, Jayden, a member of the 2022 Ostinger Baseball Academy team, coached by Jimmy Osting and Chris Wilkin, that just won the Perfect Game World Wood Bat down in Jupiter 2 weeks ago. And he sends one through the infield, and that'll move the runner up a station. Pena takes a wide turn at second base, but he's back there. Good piece of hitting there with 2 strikes from Jayden Vasquez from Jefferson High School. Tough hitter to try to get out there. Vasquez really stepped up and grew up a lot last year for that Final Four Jefferson team. Tucker Wehrman, the catcher from Robinson High School, 6 foot 180 pound junior. Backstop there for the Knights of Robinson, coached by Alex Barron. Tremendous leadership skills. Another guy, I was saying earlier, Coach, a running theme is everybody seemed to have pretty high academic standards out here. That's the trend in baseball. Wehrman flies that one out to left field. He turns around a little bit. I'll be able to tell you who that is out in left field. I believe that's number 1, who is Hicks. Oh, excuse me, that's Sean Dow from East Bay High School, sophomore Sean Dow. Out there in left field makes that catch. This will bring up Joseph Fritz, another Jefferson High player. Joseph looks to be the starting center fielder there for the Dragons this season. Jones fires one in for a strike. Good first pitch at this at bat. Coach, when he gets in a situation like this, do you find that he gets a little nervous, or is he a guy who just buckles down and doesn't let situations like this get in his head?
It's funny you asked that, because I was just talking to his dad outside, and we were talking about how he definitely rises up in those pressure situations. He's a guy who is going to fight through it and face that adversity, and he's gonna work his way out of this one way or another.
I like it. I like the confidence, and I hope you're right.
We've had him, on the mound since his freshman year, and we really emphasized to him that we were going to put our trust in him, and we were going to let him pitch out of his own jams if he finds himself in them. And there it is.
Jam that one.
There we go.
Wild Correa settles underneath and makes the catch.
Good boy, Ethan.
We had a half inning of excellent baseball. A couple runners got on, but Ethan Jones worked his way out of it. Tampa Bay Tech's Ethan Jones there strands a pair of runners. We enjoyed our half inning with Tampa Bay Tech head coach Brett Goodrich. Brett, good luck in year 5.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you again for everything you guys do for this county and bringing Limelight back to high school sports.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a minute from Stream Live Baseball and 813 Preps.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, bud. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I saw Jefferson.
Oh, Spence.
Number 16, Farrah Castillo.
All right, and we're back. Farrah Castillo for Riverview steps into the plate here in the top half of the seventh inning. Top half of the seventh inning, absolutely. As we mentioned, Castillo was a player I really enjoyed watching. I think he had one of those true breakout seasons last year for Riverview under Coach Jason Smith. Big physical frame, 19 RBI, 13 runs scored. Sends the ball in the shortstop. Tremendous play there in the hole to retire a speedy Castillo trying to run. That was Chris Morgan, Alonzo's shortstop. We saw Morgan make that excellent inning-ending double play when he was playing third base 2 innings ago. A terrific job. Stephen Rojas is the pitcher here, Gaither, a junior from Gaither High School up in North Carrollwood area, up on North Dale Mabry. Stephen Rojas, 6 foot, 150-pound junior right-hander, Rojas. Stephen with a V, Steven, Rojas, and Rojas fires in a strike. 1-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. That ball again to Morgan. Morgan lets it come to him and fires across the diamond for an out to get Colin McNeil from Seffner Christian for the 2nd out of this inning. Again, Chris Morgan with 2 back-to-back good plays there at shortstop. Chris Morgan from Alonzo High School. That'll bring up Damian Bennett from Strawberry Crest High School, junior catcher, 6 foot. Jesuit Athletic Director Terry Rupp standing over our shoulder, checking out what we're doing. Coach Rupp, a national champion coach at University of Tampa. He's been the athletic director here at Jesuit for a number of years. We appreciate Coach Rupp having us. That ball from Bennett sent into second base. Second baseman throws over for the 3rd out of the inning. Coach Rupp, you want to sit down and talk with a half inning while we break? Coach, we really appreciate you hosting this as you have for numerous years out here. Talk to me a little bit about the facility here and you know it's second to none in this community. I mean, it's really a beautiful field. If you haven't been out here to Straub Field at Higher Park, talk to me a little bit about this beautiful facility.
Well, when we designed the facility, we wanted to make it real intimate for the fans. That's why we don't have as much room in the backstop here. And you know, it's just even though we probably this is a good little turnout for this showcase.
Yeah,
most I've seen in a while. It really, even though we probably only have 300 people here, 400 people here, it really seems like we have more. So it just brings more of an excitement to our games during our year.
Well, I know your Jesuit Tigers are right now playing in the Steinbrenner Wood Bat Classic, so no Jesuit representatives playing tonight, but the baseball program here has just been outstanding under, you know, Coach Crumbly and then Coach Warren and now Coach Miguel Menendez, who won a state championship back in 2019 for this program.
Yeah, I think that all those coaches have laid a great foundation for the years to come, and obviously this facility doesn't hurt us at all. But and the school itself is a great place to be. It's strong academically, and I think that's something that the parents want these days.
Well, I know I kind of put you on the spot here to talk with us. I do want to thank you for taking a minute, but we're going to have Coach Russo step on and talk about his pitcher. So thanks very much, Coach Rupp, for having us.
Thank
Terry
you.
Rupp, the athletic director here at Jesuit High School, a beautiful facility, wonderful school. Thank you, Coach Rupp.
You're welcome.
All right, Mike Hawks fouls the first pitch of the bottom of the 7th inning off, and we are joined now by newly christened Tampa Catholic head coach Paul Russo Jr. Paul, it's wonderful to have you. Congratulations on the new gig, being the head coach at your alma mater.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
We brought you on specifically to talk a little bit about Branson Angel, your junior pitcher, 6'1", 150 pounds, right-handed pitcher out of Tampa Catholic High School. That's Branson, Bransen, Angel, Angel. What can we expect to see out of Branson here this inning?
Branson has he threw a couple games for us in the Steinbrenner tournament this year. He was absolutely lights out against Plant City, which I think is a team that's going to go to the Final Four in their 8A bracket. He threw 5 scoreless for us, and it's been unbelievable. He comes to practice every day ready to work. He throws 3-4 pitches for strikes, any counts, whatever he wants to do. He's able to elevate the ball when he needs to, and he's been a pleasure to coach this year so far.
Alvarino can't make the catch there, and that's going to fall and allow the runner to get all the way to second base there. Mike Hawks made the first out flying out into left field, and it looked like it was going to be a quick second out there, but Alvarino, the catcher, couldn't make the play right in front of the dish, and it bounced in fair territory, and the runner moved around and moved around to second base. That was number 7, Chris Morgan, who we saw make a couple excellent plays at shortstop and then turn a double play when he was playing third base. So Chris Morgan from Alonzo High School there, now at second base. So Angel gets hurt a little bit there by an error. So this is one of those situations that you kind of want to see in a game that really technically doesn't matter for you. You want to see how he works in a situation there with one out and what you thought would be a gimme out, but now he's got a runner in scoring position. What have you seen from him in situations where he's put under a little bit of stress early?
No, he has been he's been very comfortable early. Like I said, having the job 2.5 months now, being with him, I've been extremely impressed with not only Branson but how our pitching staff has gone after guys. We've been it's been a little difficult for me early. I tell my dad and our assistant coaches, one being Gary Garcia, that's been doing this for a long time. Double G, that's my guy, and he's kind of my right hand man throughout the games, and he's been helping out with the pitchers here. But we've been in. I think we've played 7 games, and we've been in 7 one-run games. And Branson was scoreless, like I said, through 6 against Plant City this past weekend, and ended up tying the game. But multiple situations that we were in, whether it was an error, blunder, or a base hit early and a stolen base. He, like I said, he was scoreless. He just kept battling. And that's what I've seen out of him early, and like I said, I've been extremely impressed with him and the staff as a whole.
Laplace Salas, Laplace Salas, Sallis, an junior outfielder out of Tampa Prep, wins that 3-2 battle, puts 2 runners on board here for the West squad, down a pair of runs in the 7th inning here. So a little more adversity for him to face as he comes up against Ben Drumheller, the junior left-handed pitcher and outfielder for Alonzo. Swings at that one, fouls it off, strike 1. Got to be a special thing for you getting named the head coach of your alma mater. I know you went on and had a good college and pro career, and now you are the head coach at your alma mater. What's that experience been like in the short term so far?
It's been wonderful. Last year when I retired and I was able to go assist my head coach, which was Ty Griffin, it was a pleasure being back over there and being in that atmosphere. You go through college and pro ball, and you play in front of thousands of people, and things are the way they are, but there's something special about putting that TC uniform back on and being over there where really my career started. But
legacy program.
Absolutely, a ton
eight state
of
champions?
we have nine. We have
Nine state
nine state titles, and it's been the history of it all is I think it's important for the kids to understand that, and we're having an alumni day again on November 6th, and we're going to try to bring the alumni back so the kids meet these guys, and they can understand those stories, and these guys that won 9 state titles,
sure.
what it takes. But it has been it's been wonderful. The parents have been great. We've been doing fundraising. We've been doing a lot of things, and getting the field back ready. Just parent days and,
sure.
and the hours parents and kids are putting into the field is heartwarming.
Good to hear.
that they care just as much about it as I do.
Anthony Montoya, Montoya, right-handed junior from left-handed junior from Lato High School. He flies out to right field. A good inning from Branson Angel. We appreciate your time, Coach Paul Russo Jr. It was wonderful speaking with you. I was glad your pitcher had a good outing, faced a little adversity, and got out of it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Coach,
Pleasure.
good to have
Yep,
you.
You got
Good
it.
luck. And we're back, folks, heading into the top of the 8th inning here of this 9-inning game. Anthony Montoya for Lato won't have too long to think about that fly out as he takes over on the mound here, facing off against the east side in the 8th inning. Excuse me. Montoya, a 6-foot, 190-pound right-hander from Lato High School over in the West Tampa, Egypt Lake area. Montoya, first-year varsity player. As we mentioned, two-way player, outfielder, right-handed pitcher, great student. Only his second year here in the U.S. Montoya, big-bodied right-hander. Going to need to eat some innings for Lato. I think Lato, certainly their offense will be a little more potent, I think, than their pitching staff this year, as they were last year. St. Pete College commit Colton Pizio, nephew of one of tonight's West Squad head coach, J.J. Pizio, the longtime Lato coach. A good, talented hitting squad over there at Lato High School, a team that was a state Final Four team in 2019. Won, I believe, 4 straight district championships, or 3 straight district championships prior to last season. Great baseball out of Lato High School under Coach Pizio, a non-traditional coach, a fun guy to be around, has a good time with his kids. His kids will run through a wall for him. They love him. Fun baseball out there at Lato High School. He'll play a face-off against Wild Correa, WYLDECORREA, Wild Correa from Durant High School. He's a member of a baseball family. His older brother is playing in college right now, Ty Correa. Enjoyed watching Ty play for Riverview High School, but Wild over at Durant. Wild's a twin. His twin brother also plays baseball over at Durant. Playing some first base today, but a big lefty pitcher, a big tall left-hander, so they're hopeful that his progression, his future, the 6'6", 675-pounder, they hope his future is as a left-handed pitcher. He's just a sophomore. He strikes out there against Montoya. That'll give us another look at Carson Juntulla,
Juntoa. That is Carson, Juntilla. Middle infielder, junior. And he fires a ball down the first base line, but foul. He's a junior high school, junior player, 5'7", 145 pounds at Brandon High School. As we mentioned earlier, a starter since his freshman year, a 3.5 GPA. A hard worker, according to his former head coach, John D. Benedetto, who left the Eagles to go be the head coach, or excuse me, the assistant coach and head JV coach at Southeastern University. Sprinklers have come on the field. It's that time of night. It is 8:05, so the pitcher runs away from getting an early bath, so we'll get that worked out. So just bear with us for a few minutes while we turn off the sprinklers, keeping this beautiful field hydrated. Chris Hendricks goes out and gets a little water on his hands. The second baseman made a couple nice plays here for the east side. Goes out and gets a little water on his hand. Appreciate everybody watching on the various social medias, on both at 813 Preps and at Stream Live Tampa. I'm pleased to be partnered with Stream Live Tampa. We've done a couple games together and done some out of high school stuff, and top-notch organization run by my friend Javier Nunez. Reach out to them if you can at Stream Live Tampa. I believe they're flashing on the screen here the information for them. You can reach them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Stream Live Tampa. Javier and his team do a tremendous job bringing you basketball, softball, baseball. Just a tremendous event, or excuse me, a tremendous organization doing this for free for high school sports in Hillsborough County. So check them out if you're a business and you want to advertise. They'd be a great thing. If you like the more website thing, come hit me up. We have advertising rates at various levels at 813 Preps. The only online organization covering high school baseball in Hillsborough County. Last season me and my staff covered 112 high school baseball games in Hillsborough County. Covered 4 teams into the state semifinals, and love what I do and love getting to be a part of this game and this tremendous community that's produced more than 90 Major League Baseball players in its history, starting with Tampa's first player, Jesuit grad Al Lopez, who is a Hall of Famer as a coach, but was a Brooklyn Dodgers player, and is a Hall of Fame member, the first Cuban-American head coach, native of Ybor City, Florida. His house has just opened as the Tampa Baseball Museum. You should go check that out down in Ybor City. The Tampa Baseball Museum is a tremendous place. I got to see some pictures and some sneak previews of that. Coach Frank Permui donated numerous autographed baseball of nearly every player to ever play high school baseball in Hillsborough County and reach the major league level. So baseball is rich in this community, and if you're watching from outside of this community, I strongly encourage you to get out here and see some things. We're still working on getting the sprinklers off, folks, so we're killing a little bit of time. I do appreciate Coach Chris Wilkin going out there and turning the sprinkler that was spraying on the mound, so hopefully we won't be too waterlogged. But I haven't seen it rain too much in the last week or so here in Tampa, so hopefully that's a drier field and it'll soak this up pretty fast, but I imagine somebody's working on getting it taken care of. If you're just checking in with us, this is the Hillsborough County High School Baseball Showcase. These are all uncommitted underclassmen, sophomores and juniors, looking for an opportunity to play at the next level. I'm doing my best to spell names for any coaches or scouts who might be watching. If you have any questions at a later date, you can send me a private message at 813preps on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you have any specific questions, want to get in touch with coaches and don't know how to do it, I have everyone's phone numbers, email addresses. I can't give you their addresses, but I know where most of them live. So we would love to help facilitate any of these young men to have an opportunity to play at the next level. And we appreciate everybody, fans, coaches, scouts, grandmas, grandpas, anyone who's watching us right now on any of the various broadcasts, either with Stream Live Tampa or at 813 Preps. We appreciate you watching. We're going to take a quick break, folks, and we'll be back here in a few minutes when we get this sprinkler situation worked out. Appreciate everyone staying with us and checking in here on Stream Live Tampa and at 813 Preps on the various social medias. We had a little bit of a sprinkler situation, but we've got that worked out, and we are about to get back up to playing. We're letting the current pitcher, Lato's Anthony Montoya, get a few warm-up pitches after he had about 4-minute break there. One away, he is facing off against Sefner Christians, against Carson Gentella of Brandon High School, who is behind the count 0-2. So we're about to restart play, and Carson will step into the plate again. That's Gentilla, Juntilla, Carson, Carson. Played his travel ball this summer with FTB and is a junior at Brandon High School. So let's see what he can do against Montoya here, down 0-2 with 1 out. He sends that ball to third base. Tough to handle. Speeds down there. Vasquez with a nice dig at first base for the out. 23 there, the third baseman, Steven Rojas from Gaither. A little bit of a bobble, but stays with it and makes a strong throw across the diamond where Jaden Vasquez picks it cleanly for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up number 13, the outfielder Bryce Hicks, Hicks, Bryce, Bryce, number 13 here today. Outfielder from Sumner High School down in the South Shore East Riverview area. Sumner High School, I believe it's in its second year as a high school, coached by Kennedy Duran, the former Leonard coach, moved over here. An interesting decision. He started the program at Leonard and then chose to start the program at Sumner. So he likes having his fingers and getting things started. A unique transition as first year schools start with no seniors. So he's building a young program out there, and it's fun to watch. I got to go out and see a fall ball game, my first visit out there to the Stingrays at Sumner High School, and he's hopeful that Bryce Hicks will be a big part of that future. Comes from an athletic family. His brother played corner at Indiana State, and his cousin is Deontay Johnson, who plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a wide receiver, slot receiver for the Steelers, a graduate of Leonard High School. He's very fast, ran a 6.67 60 earlier in the year. Great routes in the outfield, and vastly improved. But he goes down on strikes there as Anthony Montoya faces the minimum there in his inning of work. An excellent outing from the Leto junior, Anthony Montoya. So that'll take us to the bottom half of the 8th inning, with the West Side chasing the East down 4-2. We're going to bring on Coach Spencer Nunez in his second year as the head coach of the Jefferson Dragons. Coach Nunez, welcome to the broadcast. Happy to have you here. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Excellent. So Jefferson Dragons, a team that really applied the accelerator late in the season last year and took you to a Final Four in your first season as the skipper, the head coach there at Jefferson. Talk to me about that team last year and kind of that superb run that you went on late in the season.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal for us. I never got that chance to do it as a player, make a run like that, and it was just great for the program, great for the kids that we had, and great for our coaching staff to get that under our belt our first year, and hopefully we can make a run here shortly.
You know, you guys got to be road warriors a bit there in the postseason. You know, you won 2 huge games here. You know, you won the district semifinal there against Hillsborough, and then that amazing win against the Tigers, who seemed like world beaters last year and had gotten the best of you 4 times. But when it was all on the line, the Dragons stepped up. Talk to me about that team you had last year.
Yeah, honestly, I was tired of wearing black jerseys. You know, when we beat Jesuit here, it was probably, you know, our kids. You know, we'd lost to them 4 times before then, and that was kind of like our state championship. And when I told the kids that we played Land O'Lakes at home, they were like, "Can we move it to Land O'Lakes?" They did not want to play at home. So you know, that run was something special for us, something special for our family, and you know, like I said, I hope we get the chance to do it all over again.
6'3", 200-pound right-hander Jake Magadan takes over on the mound for the East team. Jake Magadan, another player with some strong ties in the baseball world. He's the nephew of 17-year Major League veteran Dave Magadan, who served as a longtime hitting coach in the major leagues. Magadan is a player that Coach Chris Wilkins says he's really seen grow up a lot in the last year on the field. Again, he a member of the state champion Bloomingdale Bulls last year, played a little third base and excuse me, not third base, but pitching a little bit. Magadan pitching for the team a little bit last season, but he hopes he's got a chance to be a really special arm. Fastballs up to about 88. Good secondary pitches, especially the changeup, according to Coach Wilkin. And he'll face off, I believe this is the top of the lineup here. Let's see if number will turn around for me. I believe this is, Bryce Pelleriti from Plant High School. We saw Bryce get a couple hits earlier in the game. Bryce fires that one out into right field, and an excellent rundown and catch there in right field by Ryan Spitzer out of Newsom. So he probably robs Pelleriti there of a base hit. So again, Jefferson, a program with a historic legacy. Some of the names that have come through there, you know, the Luis Gonzalez, the Tino Martinez, you know, more recently our 2018 All 813 Preps MVP Robbie Martin. You know, a tremendous legacy there at Jefferson. Had to be kind of a daunting thing to take over that role last year.
Yeah, it was.
Take over for a legend. Pop Cuesta.
Yeah, it was pretty big for me to have Pop running around the field and just to go and see the center field wall with guys like, you know, Tony La Russa and Tino and Fred, and you know, it's pretty cool to step on the same field that they did.
Mm-hmm. Miguel Pena, Gaither Jr., and it takes over. Now you also spent over a decade coaching on the staff as an assistant at Hillsborough High School. So you traded in the red and black for the blue and gold, and I know that you guys have a great rivalry with that team. You know, those actual city of Tampa, original high schools, the history and the legacy of those programs. That's got to be a little extra special and fun when you play those guys.
Definitely. To be a part of that have been around forever with the names that have gone through those two programs, it's pretty special to, to say that I've been a part of both as a player and a coach.
Again, this is Miguel Pina, P-I-N-A, from Gaither High School. Plays for Coach Nelson North, a native of Venezuela. Hit .417 last year with 21 runs, and now he gets a chance to be the table setter here and stake out first base for his team. And that brings us to one of the reasons you're up here. We get to talk about Jaden Vasquez. I've talked a couple of times about how Jaden really, you stepped up in a huge way for you last year, filling a number of roles. Can you talk to me about Jaden? Give me a little bit of intangibles about this young man.
Yeah, he started the season out, as a role player, and as we got, towards the middle of the season, he became our two-hitter, just a guy that executes and takes care of can handle the bat in any situation. We might be moving him to the 3-hole after the great summer he's had.
Nice, yeah. We mentioned that summer, a part of the WWBA World Championship Perfect Game team with the O-Stingers Baseball Academy. Now he has a chance to maybe get his team back in this one. He sends a ball foul into the bank parking lot here along Himes Boulevard. Jaden hits for a little more power than you'd expect from a skinnier player. He really has a fast bat and gets to a lot of pitches.
Yes, he's a low strikeout, high on base percentage guy. Last year he was more of a hit and run bunt guy. This year we're going to expect some balls in the gap and him to be our 3 guy.
Good student and a member, you said, of the firefighter program.
Yes. It's one of our best programs over at Jefferson. A lot of kids, a lot of baseball players, a lot of athletes join that program.
Jefferson High School, the 2018 state champions under Coach Juan Fontella, and then, as we mentioned last year, was a Final Four team. Ball gets slightly away from Bennett there, but Pena stays put there at first base. I think Bennett might have got crossed up a little bit there, not knowing maybe a little miscommunication between him and his pitcher. Again, it's a unique thing. We have seen a couple, Rutledge catching Munoz, so we have seen a couple guys catching their own pitchers or guys that they're really comfortable with. But this is also some of these catchers' first experience catching some of these guys, so there's going to be those miscommunications, and we'll see. So a full count here, big payoff pitch to Jaden Vasquez, a junior out of Jefferson High School. We're talking with Spencer Nunez, the head coach for the Dragons in his second year this season. Ball fouled straight back, stays alive, 3-2 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Spencer, a fun experience. You got to coach with your brother. He's on your staff, and I know your longtime friends make up your other coaches, and certainly some extra help from my good friend Pete Scaglione, a longtime Jefferson assistant coach. Jaden Vasquez strikes out there on a full count. That'll bring up number 19, Tucker Wehrman. Talk to me a little bit about kind of the new school and the old school and the approaches that Jefferson has as a coaching staff.
And we try to, we don't really commit to a new school, old school. We just kind of make it our school.
Okay.
And, we take a little bit of both. Us being a young staff, we try to, watch baseball every day and see what we can learn, and also bring stuff that Pete, Pop, and my father have taught us over the years just watching baseball. And so we kind of try to make it a hybrid, way of coaching.
Bennett throws down to first base, but Pena gets back. You mentioned your father, Pat Nunez, longtime coach in the area who unfortunately passed away in December of 2019.
Yes.
Pat, a longtime assistant coach at Hillsborough High and Tampa Catholic and Pinellas Park.
Pinellas Park, yes.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Tech
And
for
Tampa
a
Bay
year
Tech
as well.
Farrah Castillo fields that one and goes the short route to second base to Carson Gentella, who makes the play. Spencer, you want to stick around for another half inning?
Absolutely.
Excellent. We'll bring you the top of the 9th here as the East Side looks to maintain their lead. They're up 4-2.
Tampa
So Spencer is a guy who got to play in this county and now has been an assistant coach and in the coaching ranks for over a decade. You've seen multiple talented teams, multiple talented players. It's very cyclical how this county grows. One year this team will be a dominant. Usually it's kind of it goes in spurts of who's kind of the dominant team. What are some of the exciting moments that you've taken as a player that you now use in your coaching?
I played for a lot of different coaches, and I take, from Coach Kenny White at Hillsborough. He never let us walk on the field. That was one thing that we do at Jefferson. We don't walk a second on the field. Everyone's running around. Of course, the coaches get to walk, but the players, if once they come out of the locker room, we're running on the field and off the field. Stuff that Pat Russo taught my brother Casey. We just try to take little things from when we played and put them to use for our players.
A legacy program that as we pointed out, both Hillsborough where you started and Jefferson where you're at now. When you get in the situation now as a head coach where it's all on your shoulders. I mean, at the end of the day, the buck kind of stops here. Is that pressure you like? Do you find that similar to the pressure when you were a player, or is it a whole new and different kind of thing?
It's a completely different mindset. When I played high school baseball, I was a pitcher, so I had 8 guys behind me or 7 guys behind me that had my back. As a head coach, I got to go to those meetings and stuff like that by myself or with Casey. So it's a different mindset. You have to be open to new ideas and new things, and I'm taking it year by year and learning as I go.
Ben Drumheller, another Alonzo High School pitcher, take over here on the mound for the West squad in the 9th inning. Drumheller, who's played some first base in this game as well, is a 5'11", 155-pound left-handed pitcher. As we mentioned when we talked with Londi Faedo, he's the 3rd Drumheller brother to play for Alonzo. His older brother Ryan was an outfielder. His middle brother Sam, now at FAU, is likely to be a starting pitcher for FAU this year. Root beer Aiden Welsh fires that ball into the gap in center field, and he's going to try to stretch it for a double. Throw in, he slides in safely. Aiden Welsh, WELSH-AIDEN on that first name from Durant High School. Durant High School out in Plant City, out there in Turkey Creek. And as I mentioned, my favorite nickname for A&W there, Root Beer. I'm imagining Donnie Scalaro, the longtime assistant out at Durant, had some help there in that nickname. Always was a great nickname guy. So Welsh, a 6'1", 160-pound right-handed hitter who was a shortstop last year and now is going to take over in center field for the Cougars, who, like the Dragons last year, were a Final Four team in their classification. Leads off this top of the 9th inning with a double into the gap. That ball has a chance to get in. Great play out there. Oh, he did not come up with it. A nice effort out there. Jace Rayburn from Strawberry Crest, the hitter, sends that one down the right field line. And the right fielder, is that Joseph?
Yes.
Joseph with an excellent laying his body on the line, but that one just out of reach. Came a long way for that one. Talk to me a little bit about Joseph out there in the outfield. I've mentioned a number of times that he was a guy who really stepped up in a tough situation when Alejandro Montada went down with an injury that kept him from fielding but not hitting.
Yeah, he's not your typical catcher, but when we said we need a guy to catch, and he was the first guy that popped up and said, I can do the job. And this year we expect him to be our everyday center fielder, middle of the order bat. And just like that right there, he goes and gets baseballs. He has no fear out there in the outfield.
Jace Rayburn, R-A-Y-B-U-R-N. Jace, J-A-C-E. And Jace strikes out there for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up that'll bring up Alex Brazier out of Leonard High School, 6'1", 185-pound junior. Alex is Alex, Brazier Brazer. That ball from Drumheller a little bit up. Brazier lays off. What can we expect from the Dragons this year, Coach? What are we? What's the outlook?
We're very young. We still have some competitions to be settled on the field, and I think with this group, it's going to be a completely different group than last year. But I expect us to win ball games the way we like to. A little scrappiness from the Dragons.
Yeah.
I'm expecting big things as always.
So one of the odder, quote-unquote, base hits you're going to see there from Brazier, who skies one behind second base, and again, two players who aren't used to playing with each other. They both kind of said, "I got it," and then when it came time, nobody got it. So we have runners on first and second here with one out. Alex Brazier on first base. That'll bring up Alex Vasquez. That ball is bounced in the dirt, and both runners will advance. Excuse me, correction on that. That brings up Dawson Harmon. I saw the Bloomingdale hat, and I talked myself into the wrong name. Dawson Harmon, Dawson Harmon, Harman. As I mentioned earlier, really took over manning third base for the state champion Bloomingdale Bulls, the Class 7A state champion. Had a hit in both the semifinal and final last year. Really looked good on the big stage. Older brother Drake Harmon was a all-county first-teamer last year for 813 Preps. So Dawson has got a good legacy to follow behind. And another member of Stingers Baseball Academy, though not on the 2022 team. He sends one out into center field, and that's going to find some grass, get over the center fielder's head. It should bring in one, should bring in both runs. And Dawson digging for third base. He digs for third base and gets in there with a triple. A fantastic piece of hitting there for Dawson Harmon. Drives in a pair of runs, gives his team a little bit of a pad of a lead, makes it 6-2 here in this game. Good piece of hitting for Bloomingdale junior Dawson Harmon. That'll bring up Douglas Alvarino, the catcher for King High School, left-handed batter. Alvarino, an outstanding IB student, the International Baccalaureate student there at King High School, near the top of his class. Was always a position guy, but has really stepped up at catcher for Coach Macaluso and the King. Same thing as you talked about with Joseph Fritz, needed the call at a practice, and this is a young man that stepped up. You got to love a guy like that.
Absolutely. You want 9 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. You want guys that will step up and do whatever's asked of them on the team. High ceiling, according to Coach Mack, not quite where he needs to be yet, but a great leader and work ethic, and has a ton of good qualities, and really stepping it up behind the plate in a very, very short order. Last season made, I think, about halfway through the season, took over there, and umpire's going to call him back at the plate. I think he thought he had one more ball than he did, so I think it's a 3-0 count now. Paul Kutcher, the West Coast Umpires Association, behind home plate. We got Chuck Gould at first base and Sumner at third base for the West Coast Umpires Association. We appreciate them out here working for us and manning the umpire crew, 3-man crew out here at this tremendous event. That'll be strike 3. A nice comeback effort there by Drumheller to work back and way behind there, and comes back and gets that big strikeout. And this will bring up Alex Vasquez, Bloomingdale Bulls, 6 foot, 225-pound first baseman. Really stepping it up, according to Coach Wilkin, with the glove. It's kind of a wall over there, first base, he said Coach Wilkin. So we like to see it. kind of stepping into a role. Bloomingdale is a team that was very talented last year as a state champion, lost a few players, but brings back a very talented team. And Alabama commit Colby Shelton and Dawson and Drake Harmon, and then our all 813 Preps pitcher of the year. Just a talented squad out there in Bloomingdale. So we expect big things out of the Bulls. Swings over that one, strike 2, 1-2 on the count. So lots of teams in Fort Myers from Hillsborough County. 4 teams last year. Just speaks to the success of the programs here, right, Coach Nunez?
Absolutely. You love to see it. This county is so competitive every single year. And just see 4 teams go out there and compete at the highest level. It's just something that you come back to Hillsborough County when you leave Fort Myers, and you're proud to be a part of the county.
Absolutely. 2-2 count here to Vasquez with 2 outs. Runner on third base. Alex Vasquez from Bloomingdale High School. Ooh, that one was close. I don't know if I could have laid off that one. As we mentioned, Bloomingdale returns a number of talented pitcher staff. We saw Jake Magadan earlier. I believe we're about to see Trey Wilson. They bring back our all 813 Preps pitcher of the year, Jack Owens. So Bloomingdale's in good shape heading into the ball. Grounded to third base. Throw across the diamond there. I believe that was number 25. Anthony Nope, 20. That's Mike Hawks from Plant on that throw across the diamond to retire the third out and strand that runner. But the East squad does pick up 2 runs. I want to thank Jefferson head coach Spencer Nunez for his time. We appreciate you taking your time and talking with us. We wish tremendous success to the Dragons and can't wait to see you this spring, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for all you do for the county. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. We're listening on Stream Live Tampa and 813 Preps. Coming back in a few minutes. All right, folks, we're about to wrap this thing up. The East Side holds a 4-run advantage. They're up 6-2. They added 2 runs there on a big 2-run triple by Dawson Harmon. His Bloomingdale teammate, Trey Wilson, takes over on the mound to try to work this final inning. Wilson, a big junior, hard-throwing right-hander for the Bloomingdale Bulls. Similar to Drumheller, Trey Wilson is the 3rd Wilson brother to come through the Bloomingdale program and play for Coach Chris Wilkin. 2 older brothers, now Bulls coaches, both pitched at the Division I level. Oldest brother Austin at Eastern Michigan, Cody at UNC Asheville. Joseph Fritz fouls that ball off, and that's going to end out in foul territory and go down as strike 1. Trey Wilson, pitching here for the East Side. 6'3", 250-pound right-handed junior. Throws hard. Really enjoyed watching his progression last year. You know, as the season rolls on, guys tend to get a little banged up in pitching staffs. And so late in the regular season, Trey kind of stepped into that late innings closer role and stepped into it as a sophomore and did a tremendous job. Posted a 1.91 ERA and 25-plus innings with 31 strikeouts And then the Bulls kind of came back to health, and he got moved out of that closer's role, but did come through with a huge inning of relief and got the win in the district final. Pitched in 14 games last year, like I mentioned, 25-plus innings. Got that big win in the district final against St. Petersburg. Again, played for the state championship team there, out there in Bloomingdale, out in the Valrico area. Joseph Fritz out of Jefferson, Fritz, sends a screamer into the dugout. Hopefully everybody got out of the way there with just a half wall here in the dugout at Jesuit High School. So hopefully everybody got out of the way. I don't see anybody holding a bloody nose or anything, but that was a scary screamer shot. But Joseph Fritz stays alive. We let Coach Nunez leave just a little too early. But we talked a little bit about Fritz. Plays with Midland Swarm for travel ball. Also volunteer coaching with a 9U travel team. Like to see that. As I mentioned, he helped out with a couple of my friend Kevin Skelly's camps. So Joseph, good young man, giving back. He had a young age. He fouls another one off the other direction this time. Still 2-2. As I mentioned, Trey Wilson, the pitcher, his two older brothers, both assistant coaches out at Bloomingdale. So fun for all three of them to be a part of that state championship run last year and win that first title for the program. Chris Wilkin in his 15th year, my 813 Preps head coach, fires a fastball up and gets a swinging strike 3 for the first out. That's kind of been his MO. He'll put guys away. If he gets ahead, Trey Wilson is not afraid to pump a fastball in there. So this will bring up number 22, Mike Hawk. So we saw him make that good play to end the last inning. Shortstop, third baseman here for Plant High School. Also a pitcher, 6'2", 160 pounds here for the Plant Panthers. Strong arm, both on the mound and a shortstop. Wilson fires in strike 1. Fights that one off. Strike 2, 0-2 count here to Mike Hawks. Again, the west side is chasing 4 runs, down 6-2 here to the east. The west jumped out with a 2-run first inning. The east answered back with a run in the third, 3 runs in the fourth, and then picked up 2 big insurance runs last inning to give their team a little cushion. Hawks calls timeout from the batter's box. We'll reset here. 0-2 count from Trey Wilson. Trey Wilson on that first name. That ball called a little low by home plate coach Paul Kutcher. 1-2 count. As we're about to wrap up here, folks, I want to again thank Javier Nunez from Stream Live Tampa putting this together, powering this event. I'm Jarrett Guthrie from 813 Preps. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Sports Commission and Tony Diaz, who helps facilitate this. Great work that the Tampa Bay Sports Commission does. Rob Higgins and his staff of tremendous people getting people on. Wilson breaks one off, shows it's not all about the fastball. Really displaying excellent range of pitches here as he works the final inning for his team. That's back-to-back strikeouts for the big righty. As we mentioned, 31 strikeouts in 25-plus innings last year. That'll bring up number 20, number 20, Juan Munoz from Alonzo, getting an AB here. The Ravens pitcher getting one at-bat here at the end of the game. He's ahead of Wilson. 2-0 count. Seeing if he can provide a little 2-out base hit here for his team, get his team in rhythm here, try to chase down this 4-run lead for the East squad. That ball's sent out into right field, but this one looks like it's going to be caught by Aiden Welch. So the final score here, the East squad 6, West squad 2. Big 2-run triple there, insurance runs across the Marmot. Some excellent pitching tonight. We really appreciate everyone who's stuck with us and watched us on various sites at Stream Live Tampa and at 813 Preps. Appreciate Tampa Bay Sports Commission, the beautiful facilities here provided by Jesuit High School. We want to thank Athletic Director Terry Rupp, Head Coach Miguel Menendez, and President of School, Father Richard Hermes, for allowing us out here. Mike Letting did an excellent job announcing the PA. I'm Jarrett Guthrie for Javier Nunez and Stream Live Tampa. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast, and we'll see you at the ball field soon. Good night.